night, we was giving out the fades.
You know what's crazy is no draft's ever been perfect.
That changed him as a player.
I have another contender for this milkshake thing.
And you have zero idea how you're going to make this work.
No one knows what you're thinking, Lance.
Who been picking up litter?
Your all-time Kings team.
I understand. That's the easy choice for you.
Oh, it's the easy choice? Wow.
Or the correct one?
Welcome back to Please Dunk Responsibly. I'm one of your hosts, Ben Rice. With me, as always, my co-host,
Phil Webster. Yeah, we're back, baby, in Bike Dog at Broadway doing the Beam Team.
Yep, Beam Team release day,
Yes.
West Coast IPA. We also have a special guest with us today.
Yes, we do.
Sacramento Kings fan favorite. You've seen him in the pregame show, the halftime show, the postgame show. You've seen him all over. And one of the best comedians in the state, let alone the city, Lance Woods, is on the mic.
Hey, hello everybody. This is fantastic. I didn't even know what you meant when you said come to Bike Dog.
Yeah.
Bike Dog.
Yeah, I didn't know people was gonna have their dogs and bikes here.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
I didn't put those together. I thought it was just like a name. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to BJ's, you don't think people gonna be getting head. Trust me, I've tried.
Yeah. This is what we're doing? No?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't even go in the Dick's Sports
I'm sorry,
Goods.
what's this Pizookie about?
Yeah, but no, it's
Do we go to the back for that or what? No?
it's really a bunch of dogs and bikes here.
There is.
Yup.
It's true to the name.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yep. So, yeah, the Kings are going nuts. Is that
Yeah.
accurate?
Pretty much. I think way better than anybody expected, even Kings fans.
I don't know. You gotta remember after the summer league, the video came out,
Yeah.
and the soldiers
Yes. I
were
was
marching
there.
the streets saying 40 wins.
40 wins.
They were
40
saying
wins.
that. Now remember,
Just barely below 500. We can do it.
no, but remember,
40
if
wins.
you guys remember when that video hit,
Yeah.
I made a video with that video and said 82 wins. It's out there, and it was circulating the street to the internet. I told them why are we shooting low? 40 wins,
Yeah. And we're like, fine, we'll
was
split the
high,
difference.
actually.
We'll split
that
the
was high
difference.
for us. That was
82 wins.
Yeah.
Why would I go into the season saying we're gonna lose some games?
Yeah. What kind of fan would you be?
yeah. What kind of
82 and 0. What y'all gonna do this
Yeah.
year? Championship
Yeah. Bust. or
until
nothing.
it's proven otherwise.
like
Championship.
Yeah, it's like 40 wins, bad draft picks. That's what
That's what we're going.
low draft pick.
Yeah,
That's
man. 82 wins, championship, MVP, sixth man of the year,
coach of the year.
coach of the year,
Coach
rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might win it all. They
Yeah,
might
just take
get
all of them. Defensive
Yeah.
player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? Sportsman of the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who been picking up litter? Getting people registered to vote. However you get that award.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let's take them all. This is
Why
the
not?
year.
It's the beginning of the year. There's no expectations besides the highest
No.
expectations.
That's
Why would-
just seeing
so why
Keegan
not?
play 2 games.
Why
That
not
was
shoot for
literally
the
seeing-
sky like the Beam does?
Yeah,
Hey, I see what you did there.
Thank you. I'm very talented.
he is.
But Lance, you're a well-known Sacramento Kings fan. How did you even get involved in what you're doing with the Kings right now?
So, there's like stages of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to see which answer to give because there's a longer answer.
We got all the time.
Oh, yes, sir.
Or no, I don't. So, no,
Very busy.
So I got involved with the team making videos online. This is just doing my own thing online.
Sir Lance Woods.
It wasn't even Sir Lance Woods yet. It was just Lance Woods.
You weren't knighted yet.
Yeah, there was no
Oh.
Sir in front of it. I didn't put the
Okay.
Sir in front of it, or did I? No, it was Sir on. All right, I'll tell you the Sir Lance Woods thing first. let me tell you.
Let's tell the story.
Let
where it
me
needs
tell
to
you
be.
what that is.
To understand this part, you need this part.
Yes.
So, oh no, it definitely wasn't Sir. Yes, it definitely was not Sir. Okay, so the Sir thing came from, or was it? Okay, this is where the Sir thing came from. My Instagram name was just my name. It was just Lance Woods. I wanted the same thing on Twitter, but someone still has the name on Twitter, and they've tweeted one time in the history of Twitter. And it was like one time in like 2009 or something like that.
Wow.
And it was like a tweet that said like, "Hey," that's it. So then I was like, I'm trying to like get them like I don't know
Slide
how
those DMs.
Yeah, or I messaged. This was before Elon. Elon could have got it done for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so then I was like, okay, I just put a sir because Twitter also has a cap on how many letters
Your username.
your username could be. So then it was like, all right. So then the sir just kind of rang. So I just put the sir on. Then I once it started to get momentum in certain things,
Yeah,
it's like
pick up.
I don't want to say follow me on Twitter, Sir Lance Woods. Follow me on Instagram, Lance Woods. Follow me on Snapchat, Sexual Charcoal. That's my Snapchat name. Follow me on TikTok wasn't even a thing yet, but it was follow. Like I don't want to have all of
You
these
want the one.
different ones.
so it's just all right, Sir Lance Woods on everything. So that's how the Sir Lance Woods thing came. All right, so and I think I'm gonna ask you a question first. What you think? This is random. If somehow they came off the Twitter name, should I change everything just to Lance Woods?
No.
Really?
No.
No.
You're royalty.
Yeah.
You're a knight.
Okay.
It separates you. Yes. Sir is better. Way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That
On
was
that
quick.
route.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Phil.
You're welcome.
Like, no, it separates you.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's like, you're royalty. So, okay, so King stuff. All right, cool.
Speaking of royalty.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
All right. I'm gonna give the longer answer.
Bad.
So, the short answer was I was doing videos online, and then some people reached out to me. That's the short answer. Now let me explain how this happened. Let's go back to there's two videos in particular I'm going to talk about. One, I made a video about the 49ers. Maybe this was 2017.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 2017, I think. The Niners was struggling really bad. I do this video. I remember it was around Christmas time because I was in the parking lot of a jewelry store because I was meeting up with my siblings to go get my mother some kind of jewelry for Christmas.
Okay.
But before I go in, I was like, let me shoot this video. So I'm just holding my phone to my face like this, and I'm doing this video, and then I post it up, and then that was the first video that I did that went viral. It's not the first, no, because that's not true. It's the first video I did of that kind that went viral.
The sports reaction
Like
type
sports
stuff.
related. Okay.
All the other things that I did that had that kind of viral impact were like sketches.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I did that video, and then I was just kind of looking at my phone all the time, like all of these notifications. I was like, wow, this is, you know what I mean? I had never seen like videos that were like
Sports translates, man.
yeah, and it was like 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 2 million. I'm like, do I need to change my phone number?
Yeah.
Is life different now? Trust me, it wasn't at all. But it was just that. All right, cool. Next video we're gonna talk about. DeMarcus Cousins gets traded.
Yes.
I do a video. Same thing. I'm driving to go help some friends of mine. I told them I would watch their children while they were at work. So as I'm driving to their home in the rain, I'm shooting a video. Because safety first.
Yes,
Right,
right. We're
of
just go
course.
watch children. You got to get all that
You gotta
non-safety
get
out
that
the way.
out of the way. Yeah.
So I'm driving and I'm doing
You're
the
the
video
danger now.
and you know we traded our only All-Star at the All-Star game. We ain't had no other else there. All the other players was at Top Golf. Like I'm talking like that. And so that while I'm watching the kids, I'm like posting the video. They burning the house down. They experimenting with drugs. That's none of my concern. I got to get this video posted.
Yeah.
That video has another reaction, like a similar type reaction. But I didn't know. I never knew what to do afterwards.
Yeah.
I never knew what to do after something. I was like, oh, that was cool, and then I would go back to whatever.
Normal, yeah.
Right? So now we go to the third video, which is the one that it clicked for me. With this is 2018. DeMarcus got traded in 2018 as well.
Right.
But he got traded in like February
Yeah.
February 2018.
Yeah,
before
so
the trade
early.
deadline.
Right. So now we're talking about the season. So now this is October 2018.
Okay. New season.
Yeah. Kings start off.
82-0.
Yeah. Kings are on like a 4-game winning streak, I think, early in the season. This is under Jaeger.
Yes.
They beat the Magic. I have a show in Oakland. I pull up to the venue. Y'all know Marcus Mangum,
Yeah.
right? Everybody loves Marcus Mangum. So me and Marcus ride down to Oakland. I was like, yo, hey, go ahead and go in. Tell him you here. But I got to do this video real quick. Like, it was so like you ever something in your spirit saying, do this right this second, like right now. Like there's no do this right now.
Yeah, it's not do it later tonight.
No, do this right now. So I'm like, all right, do the video, and then I remember certain thing. I remember I seen a thing on Twitter where like it might have been the Kings page had said what's worse, because it was around Halloween. So they said what's worse, the Lakers or candy corn? And I remember in the video I said candy corn didn't cheat us in 2002. That's all I remember about the video. I remember like that. I remember that line in the video. So this is how much it was like as far as the like I had me having to do it right in that second. So I shoot the video. Marcus texts me like, yo, I think you next. Right? I'm in the car getting the video together. As I'm walking on stage, like they called me, your headliner coming to the stage from Sacramento, California. I'm like editing the video as he's calling me. Like I'm like posting it like, all right, post. Lance Wood. I'm walking to the stage like posting.
Yeah. We're waiting for the video to click through.
Literally like, okay, let's see. All right, now we can get to work. All right, guys.
Everybody grab your phone and watch this video.
Yeah. So
you can get to know me.
Yeah.
So I do that video. Now this was the first time that I know of, because my Twitter had never gotten any traction. Mm-hmm. This video was the first time that I got like traction on Twitter. Like I was Instagram, Facebook, but never Twitter. So it was like going all off on Twitter. And then one of the things, it was Instagram and Facebook, it was doing all that stuff. But the main thing I seen, Vivek had liked it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, or Vivek's page.
Right, sure.
Right.
I don't think Vivek
One of his underlings
was scrolling the gram like, oh, what's cracking on the net?
Oh no, exactly.
But
also he might have been.
It might have been. It's also
it's
possible.
Close enough.
It's also possible.
Close enough.
So then once Vivek liked it, I said, okay,
I'm reaching somebody.
something's going on. Like,
Nice.
all right, cool. The next game, they beat the Hawks. And this is why I brought up those other two videos. Is because I said I have to keep going.
Yeah.
I can't just do a video. It does well, and then I'll say, "Oh,
Leave
that was
alone
cool."
for a few weeks.
No, I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So now they play the Hawks. They beat the Hawks, and I remember I was with this girl and she had to go get either she had to get a pedicure or her pussy waxed.
Right.
Was I supposed to say that?
That's fine.
Okay,
That's completely fine.
because on some shows you can't say pedicure.
Yeah, right. It's too familiar.
No,
Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
So it was either a wax or and we went at night, so I think it was a wax. I don't think you could.
You can't get a pedicure now. I mean,
I
yeah.
don't think you should.
No, it's dangerous. It
Yeah,
gets dangerous.
yeah. I think a wax is more like, okay, no
Under
one's
the cover of
awake.
nightfall, no one will know.
No one's awake. I'm gonna take my underwear off, and you're going to
Supreme bloody
remove
murder.
all of the hair that exists. So, so I'm like, yeah, go do what you gotta do. I'll be in the car.
I gotta shoot a video.
I shot the video in her house,
Wow.
and then while she was getting whatever she was getting done, because I don't remember exactly what it was, I was in the car like editing. So, so she came out like, "How the video?" I said, "It's smooth." "How's your vagina?" "It's smooth." So,
It's like, or if it's nails glistening,
Yeah.
yes, either one's
Glistening.
fine.
either
Yeah.
one, either one works, bitch. So, I posted, and it has like the same reaction, like.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Right, so now I'm like, oh, I see something. Next game they lose, and when they lost to when they beat the Hawks, that was 5 in a row. And I remember because I was
Had not
saying,
been done in a while.
yeah, I was like, that's 5. And only thing I just remember certain lines from these videos. I remember they showed a clip that they had a barbershop inside the arena at Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
And
yeah.
I was like, the Hawks got a barbershop, but tonight we was giving out the fades. I just like some of these lines just stick out like me remembering them.
Yeah.
Right? So so that was that. Look at this fine
Look
gentleman
at that.
jumping
you,
off
thank you, thank
beverages.
Oh my God. My
Appreciate
service here is
Um,
incredible.
so-
Thank you so much.
So then the next game, they play not the Raptors. They play the Bucks. And they lost. Now I had never to this point
Done a video when they lost.
when they
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh,
Oh, this is a pivot.
No.
yeah. So I literally like this is a real thought that I was having. Like I said, do I shoot a video if they lose? I ain't even know. You know what I
Right,
mean?
you're
'Cause
like,
I haven't done like
right.
Yeah. Will
Haven't
I
been
get
in
the
this-
same reaction? Do I just
Yeah.
yeah.
So and I remember I was at my friend's son's birthday party. We were at a pizza spot. And they was like, "Happy birthday." And I was like, "Yo, I'll be right back."
Finally, we're bringing the family back
Oh,
in. I was
yeah.
like, where'd
They
the
was-
family
there
go in
we
this
go.
story?
Come on,
Yeah, I was
everybody.
wondering.
Happy. Yeah, I'll be back, y'all. Yeah, no, I left my
Post
gift
this
right
video.
there, man. What y'all want from me?
I can't sing.
I
You're
got
not even gonna
things
hear
to
my
do.
voice.
Yeah.
It's a choir.
This song's not designed for singing anyway.
Yeah, y'all not even singing the Stevie Wonder version. What about that?
Oh, that's the better version.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I
What
agree.
about the
Yes,
black
I-
version, huh? This happy birthday is racially motivated, in my opinion. So I go to my car, shoot the video. Within 15 minutes, I get an email. Yo, we love what you're doing. Would you come on set? This was the first time I did the pregame show.
Oh.
And it was me and Jerry Reynolds. It was me.
Two peas in the
Yeah,
pod.
dude, you guys could not be
Instant
more the
connection.
same.
It was
Thank-
me. Jerry's so cool. He's just the coolest dude, man. He's like really funny. And he's like I like older people because
Yes.
they just don't have that filter.
They
Like they
don't,
just
yes.
like Jerry says some things that they cut.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't see it live, you'll never see it.
Yeah.
Like Jerry's just they're like,
They're like, okay.
you know what I mean?
5-second cut,
rolling,
right?
Jeff.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
thank
No,
God for this
rolling,
delay.
Jack.
No. If you've seen it live, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
but
If you were watching it.
Right.
Okay.
But if
But
it
if
gets
you wasn't,
reposted,
yeah,
it's
nah,
not
it
on
ain't-
there.
yeah. I remember he said what, and I said, "Oh, they're never bringing me back.
Because I brought the worst out.
I just ruined it." But
That's great.
so when I got off, I did the pregame. In that game, they played the Raptors. When I got off the set, there was somebody from KANGZ Digital that, and was like, came up to me, was like, we've been wanting to meet you and work with you, and so then they start walking me around the arena and introducing me to everybody, and this is her, and this is him, and this is them, and they are they, and then that was that. So then that, just kept going. Then that turned into radio stuff, and then that turned into, more television stuff, and then I just
Snowball.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's how it started. I hope that wasn't too long of a long
No.
answer.
that was
that's-
fantastic.
you needed all of that.
That was the
We
best.
needed all that
Yeah.
information. We
We
would have no
definitely the
connection
pussy
with you
wax.
whatsoever.
We didn't have
Yeah,
the pussy
if we didn't have
waxing.
that,
I
I'd
don't know how
like,
you connect
this story
those.
doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah. I wonder if it's still, because I haven't seen her in a while. I wonder if it's still waxed. I don't know if she's keeping it up. Or,
Just waiting.
you know what I mean? What if her only motivation for waxing her pussy was because Dave Yeager was the coach? You know what I mean? What if she ain't cut it since he?
She's on strike.
I'm waiting.
She's been on strike this whole
Yeah,
time.
she's like Mike Brown. No, let it grow.
I'm not gonna do it to the
Until
Kings make the
Dave Yeager
playoffs.
is a head coach in this league again. Assistant coach, push it up.
And he should be a coach again, by the way. He's not like
He
a bad
should.
coach or
He
anything.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
have zero. We still have zero idea why he was.
I
fired.
mean,
besides maybe
bad
somebody made a
management.
beer with his name on it, and immediately he was fired too.
Oh no, I have several ideas.
I mean, like, look, you get
Like
into the
all
X at some point.
teammates?
At some point, everybody gets fired.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Just how
I
it
mean,
goes.
I like Dave Yeager a lot. I actually still keep in contact with Dave Yeager.
Nice.
He was just always really nice to me. I did an event for him not far from where we're at, and I had hosted a he had a foundation, and I hosted the thing
Yes.
for the foundation.
Yeah.
And he's just always been real cool. But I think everything's pro sport. Anything in life is about relationships.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to manage relationships and so on and so forth. Like NBA coaching, this is my opinion.
This is an insider. This is not us just talking
Yeah,
shit.
I liked it. Yeah.
It's not about X's
Coaching.
and O's.
Yeah. It's not.
Everybody's running the same place for the
Sure.
most part. It's
It's how you
execution.
handle people.
How you handle people. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So you think he has a relationship with players or with front office?
Everything.
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah, when you're a defensive-minded coach, I find that you're usually grinding on your players pretty hard, and then you're also combating with your management, who's like,
Sure.
"We need points, also, Dave," and he's like, "No, we're gonna fucking play defense."
Yeah, I mean, and there's there's some things that I ain't gonna say I know that I've heard from very credible people.
Yeah,
that
sources.
you know what I mean. That's like, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean. So there's some situations,
yeah,
but
because it's all ego.
Like Mike
everywhere.
Malone, though? Like same
Ah.
kind of thing? Even though Mike
I don't know about the Mike Malone thing.
He was
No,
that was
wasn't-
before his time.
That
I
was
wasn't-
before our time.
I was
before-
just,
yeah.
I was just confused as everybody else with Mike
Yeah.
Malone.
I was just
Oh
as
my god,
confused.
I went to Denver.
I can just
And they were
keep
like,
going
"Thank
down
you
this-
for Mike Malone."
Oh, yeah.
I did a 4 or 5 day trip to Denver doing
Yeah.
this podcast or my other podcast, and every brewer was like, "Thank you for Mike Malone, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it."
Yeah,
Like, fuck you.
it's-
Like,
yeah,
I was
fuck
so
you.
mad. I'm
You
like,
heard that he said his other podcast. He's stunned.
I
He got
know,
so many
it's-
podcasts.
something.
Wow, he has
Yeah.
so many podcasts.
So many podcasts.
You know what I mean? He's
not-
unstoppable. When
Yes.
he is the Pied Piper of podcasts.
dropping names.
Just dropping pods.
But yeah, it's just it's
He's like the
relationship.
Nick Cannon of like podcast making.
Yeah,
I
you got
think.
so
Yeah,
many.
with
You got so many
Yeah.
podcast children.
Yep.
The Podfather.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think. So even Like when you watching the success that Mike Brown is having.
Yes.
Mike Brown is for example, Mike Brown is known as a defensive coach.
Right.
And he has a historically great offense right now.
Right.
So make that make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about
He
that.
knows what it takes.
You
He-
just
yeah.
you know what I mean? If your players like you and you know the people in charge like you and you're winning,
Yeah.
you'll be all right. Even if you're not winning, everybody likes you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Unless you just
Like
That
you're
bad.
likable, but you're not a
Yeah.
good coach. Like if you're like straight up just not a good coach.
because I remember Allen Iverson said this. It was profound. They asked Allen Iverson would he coach. So I'm not coaching nobody who make more money than me.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
simple. You know what I mean? Because
It's
it's
very
like
simple to think about. Like,
Who-
who's gonna have more respect?
who's gonna have the respect and the power? It's the people who make the most money. So, you know, when you come into a situation and the ownership has invested ownership invested $220 million into you, and
Ben
then
Simmons.
and then they invested
20.
$6 million into me.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, who?
Yeah,
hey
who
man,
who goes?
we can go get another coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go get another.
Yeah.
Giannis.
220.
Yeah, you can't get-
no,
yeah.
no,
You know what I
cannot.
mean, or whoever you think it is. So
Yeah.
Vince.
that's if you.
Sorry. Rude.
Yeah, it was really rude. but if you look, every level of basketball, the coach has less power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's
start
why they
from-
like college. College is kind of like the most power.
No. The most power is Little
Middle
league.
school.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but, yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Because they're like, I'm going to play my son, and that's going to be what's happening.
that's what it is. Then you go high school, then you go college. You know what I mean? Like every level, the coaches get a little less power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In college, they still got it,
Yeah, because they got
But-
all that money.
but it's like you also know, like, look, man, he's coming to your school for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
He's a number 1 draft pick.
Yep.
So
You still have to be good.
yeah,
Treat him
yeah,
kids' gloves.
yeah,
Make sure he's happy.
yeah,
Right.
Make sure he's productive, so it looks good to us. that we
Yeah.
can get these
Get
guys to the
other people
NBA.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
other people here. Yeah.
because
It's a system.
because he also don't have to be here.
Right.
Right.
He could go anywhere else.
Yeah, especially now, it's like, oh, you can just go to the G League.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I really don't have to be here.
Yeah.
Scoot Henderson, like, I'm not going to
Right.
college. Like, I'm about
Yeah.
to do this G League Ignite.
Yeah.
I'm going to the NBA.
Get some money. And they're finally paying players, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still not
It's
paying
still-
what they're supposed to.
Yeah,
but
it's still, and it's weird. It's
Yeah.
just a transitional period,
It's
I
the
think.
same thing like minor league baseball. That's that they're finally kind of catching up, but yeah, they're still obviously far away.
There's always going to be
from
kinks in the
enough
system when you're
money.
working out a new idea, but it's so long in coming. What? Because the O'Bannon brothers was what 1994,
something like that. Yeah.
so like it's only 30 years later. We're like maybe
Yeah.
we'll do it.
Oh, we found a loophole.
Yeah.
If we don't pay them, but we give them these deals, and they could pay 'em.
They
Yeah.
give it again. We get somebody else,
And you
to
get
fit
paid
the
what you're
bill.
worth because people want to market. People
We
want to
get
market.
Nike. We allow now Nike to come or some other person to give.
Now
you
we
a deal.
prosecuted somebody for like selling shoes somehow. Now we
Yes.
can make people get
Yes,
paid by
he
these
goes
businesses.
to prison for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It is a crazy.
but
time.
Lance, have you always been a Kings fan? Is that who you are as a basketball
so-
fan?
Good question.
So he said, "Good question."
So I want to see it.
Let's get the hard hitting questions
now
out
we're
here.
now we're getting to the
So
nitty-gritty.
yeah, I mean, I've always been a Kings fan because, you know, I'm from here.
Right.
My love for basketball started with Michael Jordan.
I mean, to be fair, that's just
not-
how it
that's
works.
not-
Yeah.
that's not-
So
he was always on TV. He was
Yeah,
amazing.
it's like-
And I mean, you can have the argument all day. Nobody dropped people to basketball like Michael Jordan ever did. Nobody.
yeah. So and I'll tell y'all this, right? I'm like a basketball like junkie.
Yeah,
Like
I'm aware.
as a comedian, like basketball was before comedy, and almost still is.
No, because I remember when we would when I first started, you would come to T2 fresh from the court,
Yeah,
always.
yeah,
Just haven't played like hella games.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, it's not a game.
No.
Like I'm talking about like basketball
Life.
is like the first,
Yeah.
the first love.
Yeah.
I never watched cartoons as a kid. I watched basketball. This is a fact. I ask any of my family. I don't talk about cartoons. So if you talk to me about my childhood, I'm gonna tell you about basketball. And like I would have love for players that kids my age didn't. Like I had a big poster of Adrian Dantley.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he
Like,
led the league in scoring multiple times.
but most people don't even talk
No.
about people
Right.
like Adrian Dantley.
No.
I used to love like
He's a passed over guy.
I used
That
to
like
love
81 to 84
I
kind
used to
of.
love Michael Adams. I used to love Derek Harper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
there's
it was
Harper.
just
I
you
was
know,
that guy too. I mean, it's easy to like the stars. So I was
Yeah.
always trying to be like, oh, I like John Paxson. I
Yeah.
see his worth. I see these guys worth hitting clutch shots. Yeah, it might be Jordan and
Yeah.
these other guys hitting big, like carrying all the weight. But it's like these guys have to come up big for them or they don't win.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
man.
so I love that. BJ
yeah,
Armstrong,
man.
all these
I
guys.
remember I had the first basketball that I had that was like, because you have like kid balls.
Yeah, yeah.
But the first basketball, I mean, it was still like a rubber ball, but
Right.
I had that Isaiah Thomas, the red and blue basketball. It
Okay.
said Zeke on it. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I
ball.
I
don't
do
remember that
remember
one.
those.
Yeah,
They
man.
had all of them. They did Sonics, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, they did. Yeah.
So I had that ball, man, and I dribbled that ball until it couldn't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's nothing
No
on it
grips.
anymore.
Yeah.
I love getting a grip off a basketball.
Yeah,
There's something
man.
about it.
Because I used to love Isaiah. I still think Isaiah's one of the most underrated players
Oh
in the
my
history of
God,
basketball.
easily
Yeah.
the one.
Like,
It's
'cause
just because
pe-
it
I
was
mean,
easy
he's-
to hate him. But
He's a Hall of Famer and he gets that acknowledgement, but I don't think people acknowledge him as like, no, guys. Isaiah Thomas, you got to talk about him when you talk about Magic and
Stockton
and Michael
and
and Bird. It's like Isaiah was there.
Isaiah's like fifth. Like
Isaiah
fourth or
was
fifth. He's
there,
in that
and then
Rushmore. Yeah,
and then when
should have
you-
been.
when you look at those teams in the 80s, and I'm saying I'm gonna put the Bulls in that. So I'm saying those Lakers, Celtics,
Yeah,
and those Bulls teams. Isaiah's the only one who doesn't have another player with him who's on that 75 list.
Right.
75 all time.
closest he gets is Joe Dumars.
Closest he gets to Joe Dumars, but he still got 2 rings out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he so
he was the
Yeah, because like
offense.
how
He
you
was
how you
the
scoring
offense.
points and being like an assist guy
and assist-
with
yeah.
like who are you passing
Who
to?
are
You're
you
passing
passing-
Adrian
yeah.
Dantley for a little bit.
Like you said,
for a little bit,
for a
but
little bit.
But you have guys
Famously
like
hated each other, but-
Lambeer,
Yeah, Lambeer,
and
Rodman.
who are
Yeah.
basically defensive
Yeah.
guys that are like rebounding for you.
but people don't know Lambeer can shoot the 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a long distance gunner.
But no, like this is like things that are like forgotten knowledge.
Yeah, the
that,
pick
like,
and pop that was him.
Yes,
Right.
like he could.
he just wasn't scoring like for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was taking
like
long
Dirk,
jumpers.
but he was making
Yeah.
that's what also made him dangerous was
Yeah.
that you couldn't guard him outside.
Yeah, and then he'd just sneak in and grab that board.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah, man.
He'd just be stronger than
Because
you.
and then they brought in Vinnie Johnson.
The microwave.
So, but as I'm watching, like somebody like Isaiah not get the praise because some people just kind of get like passed over,
Yes.
and he's like one of them people.
They
It's
get
like,
glazed over because
Like
there's just
we
so
know he's
much
good,
great.
but like, do you know how good he was?
do y'all know who Isaiah Thomas was? Do y'all know what he was doing? Do y'all understand? And Isaiah feels like he should have 4 rings. He
Yeah.
feels like if he don't
Injure
break his
himself.
ankle,
Yeah,
yes.
then they get in that one.
Yep.
And I mean, I can't argue with you.
yeah. It's hard to be like, yeah, because he played it so hard, and then he's like, oh, shouldn't have played on that.
Yeah. And
But-
then I forgot the other one. What? There's another ring Isaiah feels
Yeah.
like should have been his, but regardless of that, so that's what I grew up. I was just super into basketball. So I was I remember there was a VHS tape, and it's still on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it. It was called Superstars, and this is when they would just I mean, it's no different than what they do now.
Yeah.
It was just
It's
a
like
highlight
market
tape
site,
with
yes.
music to it.
Yeah.
So
But oh man, I love those videos.
But those
man.
are different back again.
Yeah, 'cause there was
you
no
couldn't get
internet.
it on demand.
You had to, like,
you had,
get the
you had
thing.
to have it.
Yeah.
And you
like
had
the
to
season end wrap up.
and you had to have
Like, Let's Plays.
access to the television.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I didn't have a house
No,
that
we
had,
had one television.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I didn't have no house with a TV in every room and in
Yeah,
the
no way.
bathroom, and we
Yeah.
had one television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
When
my
it's
brother
live.
And
wanted
maybe
to
like a
watch,
13-inch in a bedroom somewhere, a kitchen.
but that was
Maybe.
in your parents' room. That
Yeah.
wasn't for you.
No.
You
Oh
peasant.
yeah. Then you got ask permission. Can I go in your room and watch the whatever?
Oh,
All,
no.
and that's the only reason they might say yes is because they sick of you and your
Yeah.
brother arguing.
Your,
or
you
something.
goddamn friends
Yes.
over here. Get them an
Yeah.
Your brother and you
Because-
are arguing. Shut the. You go.
Yeah.
now.
My brother was not into basketball. My brother's not into sports at all. And then I have a
course,
sister.
neither was
She's not into
mine.
sports either. So it was just me. My dad, but he don't want to keep watching the same things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My dad's like, I'll
I
watch
saw
it
it.
with you, but
I
you want
saw
to
it
keep watching
already.
this?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I do.
It could be the same, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's no
You're a
excitement.
kid. You're like, no,
So-
I want to keep inhaling this.
Yeah,
It's
man.
amazing.
So this video had, man, y'all gonna look this up. It's called
Probably.
NBA Superstars, and it was like, and then it would be like,
Clyde the Glide.
y'all can't really see what I did,
I
but it was,
just it made
Those
it look
hands are
like
out.
it
Yeah.
was like the
Big.
NBA,
Yeah.
or no, like NBC where it says the things you should know, and that's
Yeah.
what
something
the
like
picture
that.
is,
Yeah.
the-
So they would
like,
show.
like the Air
like
Force,
a
like
shooting star.
So it'd be
Yeah.
like the player. Then they would show like it was like the
a
highlights,
grainy highlight.
but it was. But at that time, it was crystal clear. If you look at it now, it's like there's no way this is how it looked when I was watching it.
Oh
yeah.
no!
But it was
back then. Yes.
But it was they would play a song. So it'd be a song playing to his highlights. And I remember certain songs. So like for Hakeem Olajuwon, they played Kool Mo D.
Nice.
For Michael Jordan, they played it was Take My Breath Away.
Okay.
Take my breath away.
Bum,
Dun,
bum,
dun,
bum.
dun. And you see him like flying
Everything's
through
in
the
slow
air.
motion.
Man, it was like, how do you think this person's human when you watching?
No, it's nobody, because he's doing things nobody else is doing. It's slow motion.
It's a ballet.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. It was
No, an 8-year-old, you've lost your mind.
I'm
Yeah.
8 years old, like, Mom, you lied to me. You taking me to church, but the Lord is right here. So,
Oh man.
man, it was Charles Barkley. Trying to remember people's songs.
Clyde the
though.
Glide.
Oh man.
I think Clyde had one, but I don't remember the song. Magic.
Round mound of
But I remember Bird because they played I was born in a small town.
of course.
People got paid money to pick these songs.
Culturally appropriate.
And that's all it was. Oh, small town. But
Karl Malone's just a whole bunch of one knee
Just-
like fadeaways. Like it's
you know, Karl Malone had a lot of dunks.
Yeah.
He did.
Um,
He had a
Those
good-
early
yeah.
days.
I don't
Johnson-
even remember if Karl Malone was
Stockton
on
hooked
the
him
tape
up.
though. I don't remember Karl Malone was on the tape.
Not a superstar.
Nah, yeah, we've agreed. already.
Third all-time leading scorer. Not a
Not a
superstar.
He was second when he retired.
I know.
He was,
Yeah.
But now,
he
I know
was-
I'm quoting for now.
Oh yeah, he falling off, man.
yeah, exactly.
You got nowhere to go, but that's the thing. When you retire, you got nowhere else to go but down.
Yeah, man, you gotta get it together, mailman.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come deliver it. You're losing your spot.
Yeah, get out the ranch.
Yeah, man.
I know you're in shape. Come
Yeah,
back.
like Mr. 3000. When you
Yeah.
go ring-
Yeah,
you need 3 more shots, man.
yeah, man. You gotta get your numbers up, daddy-o. But yeah, man, that I remember that tape, man. That tape and Michael Jordan was like
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything to
Not
me. And then
human.
Kings basketball too. See, when I was really into like basketball, this is Walt Williams, Lionel Simmons, Mitch Richmond, Odin Polynice.
You got to bring him up. You don't bring up Olden Polynice.
How
You're
many
not a Kings
times have
fan.
we-
That's the rule.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
3 times on the thing on this podcast. We've
At least we fired him up before you got here. We were like talking about Olden Polynice. Like,
I mean, why
what'd you
not,
do?
bro?
Is he in the top 5?
Yeah, man, the real Big O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I remember, this is This is Grant and Jerry Reynolds.
Mm.
And this is when they had the song. You don't remember the song?
Sorry, we're not
Yeah,
actually Sacramento natives.
We're not natives. Yeah.
Oh.
I came here in 2007.
Oh,
I came
okay.
here in 2002.
But I was in the Bay Area, but I've been a Kings fan.
Oh,
for a
no,
long time.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Gary St. Jean's the coach.
history lessons.
They have there's like a song before every game. Dun, 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 dun. We're with them. And it's like I don't remember all of the lyrics, but it's like Walt Williams with the socks. We're with them.
He does the socks.
Richmond hits the shot. We're with them. Like it was like
Okay,
that.
okay.
And it
I
was
like that.
only thing I remember was
nobody brought that back yet.
St. Jean, take 'em higher. We're with them. Their Kings are on fire. It was either let's play or let's go or let's jam. Look it up, man. It's there
that's
for you,
great.
man.
That's
So yeah, I
great.
used to just like it was just all of these like memories from my childhood, and I remember stops pops was always like something that stuck out to me because Grand Neighbor would always say goes right, stops, pops, like you know, pulls up a jump shot, and every time he would say that, it felt like they missed. Like for the longest, I was like, "Yo, I don't think
You
stops."
Maybe
saying
you should
it.
stop saying
This
that.
catchphrase is really
Yeah, I was like, "Yo,
not
this,
working
this
for
whole
you.
stops pops thing ain't. It ain't really.
No, it's not working. It's not.
Drives and dishes always work.
Yeah, but
That's
stops
it.
and pops is, you know what I mean?
Not in the 90s.
Yeah, man. Rice Krispies, that's snack was popping, whatever.
Snaps, crackles, pops.
Yeah,
That sounds great because you're
That
snapping the
does.
defender out
Yeah,
the
man.
Then you can steal. Then you can
But-
Get a
steal
little
that.
burst.
but
you pop
stops
it.
pops, man, is
Not the business. Now, Lance, we're making you talk a lot. I'm very
We
sorry
are.
about it.
So,
No, it's
yeah.
all-
But,
good.
the Kings experience is not your first NBA experience. Would that be a fair thing to say? With your tethers to the basketball world? 'Cause I remember seeing a post where maybe you got flown to a thing and then you performed at a party of some sort.
oh no. You talking about the Russell Westbrook thing?
Yeah.
So
He's like, I'm not going
Like,
to
hold
let you
on,
slide.
let me-
no, I was trying to figure it out. No, so the Russell Westbrook thing happened in 2019.
Was
I
it
had
after? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it was after, but it wasn't as consistent.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely after, but I seen Russ last night at
Nice.
the game.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him too. No,
Yeah.
we didn't. On TV.
Because I don't talk to Russell every day, but we keep in contact.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
you know when you don't see somebody, you never know. So when I seen him, he's like, "What's?" Yeah, it was all good. I was like, "Okay, cool. We got to report because we communicate through Instagram."
Right.
So the way that happened was there's a guy who's a friend of Russell's who's a comedian in LA. His name is Juice, and Juice is like, "Yo, I'm doing my comedy show in Tulsa, and it's Russell's name is attached to it." That wasn't he had done it 2 times before that, I believe. Now on this particular time was the one that he would ask me to do. This is 2019. This is the crazy part about this story, Phil. The show, let's say the show, I don't remember the show time. Let's say the show starts at 8. I'm getting ready in my hotel room. No exaggeration. I remember like it was yesterday. I got my phone up and my TV's on, but there's no sound on because what I'm watching is on YouTube on my phone. I was watching, I don't know if it's a guy named Dapper Dan. He's like a fashion guy from New York. He was doing an interview just talking about, all his affiliations. So I'm watching Dapper Dan talk as I'm getting dressed. My TV is on mute. As I look over to my television, I'm doing this show in 2 hours with Russell Westbrook. Right?
Yeah.
It's a very important part to this story.
Yes.
As I'm getting dressed, listening to Dapper Dan, I look over to my television and I see breaking news. Russell Westbrook is traded. To the Rockets. And I'm like, what?
You're like, am I the last on earth to know this?
No. Am I the first to know?
Oh, you're the first? Oh, you're going to tell him.
No, I'm not going to tell.
He's just like, I got to go do a show with Russell Westbrook
Exactly.
on the day
And
he
he's-
got traded.
So,
he's gonna
you don't
find out
know,
he got
like,
traded.
is he
Got
even
it.
going to be there now?
yeah.
Is he like,
Yeah.
What kind of mood's he going to be in?
You
Is
know
this
what I
a thing that he's going to be on board for anymore?
you know what I mean? All of that is like the thing.
And where is this taking place?
In Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Just around the
Oklahoma
corner.
City.
Yes.
This
Just
is
around the corner.
where when I tell you
This is hard.
they love Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma.
Love.
Because you remember the sentiment was everybody left except him.
Right. KD
He was
left
the-
and that was it.
He stuck. He signed the extension.
He
He
said-
guaranteed he'd be there.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down and said,
Yeah.
Then he
I
triple
wanna
doubled
be-
down.
Yeah, but
Multiple
I see
times.
what you did there.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. He'll add that later.
yeah, but not. I mean, because you got to think it was James Harden was gone,
Yep. First.
KD was gone,
Yep.
Paul,
Nick Collison was gone.
Nick Collison's gone, Paul George is gone, Carmelo
Ibaka's
Anthony's gone, Ibaka's gone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and he was like
Steven Adams still there.
Steve Adams is still that's ride or die until
Yeah, I think Steven Adams might have still been.
Yeah, he was there for another year and a half. I'm a
So-
Thunder fan. That's my team. I was a
Okay.
Sonics fan. And I
Oh, yeah.
I got to go
Okay.
to a Kings versus Thunder game and yell at Clay Bennett because I had like really good seats. So like, all right, we're good. I've yelled at the guy that took him away.
Yo,
and now
I'll
we're
tell you
good.
another funny story about. But hold on, give me a second. So,
yes. Ready for this event.
so I'm getting ready. I say Russell Westbrook is traded. I see that. I say, oh snap.
Oh no.
So now I don't even know what's about. How's he gonna go? Now clearly, like I said, I'm here. I haven't met Russell up to this point. No, I take that back. I had met Russell before. I'll tell you that too. But it was I met him, but we ain't know. I just met him.
Right.
All right.
So you got to remember, everybody knew Russ was getting traded.
Right. There's a lot of
Yeah,
rumors.
they've been going around.
Just
Yeah.
But
when?
nobody
When
just
will it
didn't
happen?
know
It
where
was like,
and
and
who.
if you remember the rumors where he was going to Miami.
Yes.
That was the thing, was they were saying he was going to Miami. So Houston was never a part of the rumor thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember Houston
Ever coming up.
ever
No.
coming up, especially Chris Paul, because I don't
Yeah.
remember Chris Paul's name being associated.
No,
it was
not
like,
at
No,
all.
because those two thought at the time, because they had both signed the extensions,
Yeah.
that they were untradeable almost
Yeah.
in that regard. Because
But then,
money.
like, just think for a second. They're both untradeable. They're both not really wanted anymore.
Wanted, yeah.
It was an easy
Right,
trade to make,
yeah.
but
So-
also the thought was that Chris Paul was washed. So why would you trade Westbrook, who was still performing,
Yeah,
for Chris Paul?
yeah.
And then the thought was we would cut Chris Paul anyway. We all
Yeah,
know that.
and
We
then
all
he
know
went to
that.
OKC. They went to
And
the playoffs. They
yeah,
did
And
really
we
good.
said
well.
immediately, I think when we started this podcast, that they were that was the year we started that Chris Paul, they would be in the playoffs just because adding Chris
Come
Paul.
on, OKC.
Yeah. Anyway,
That team was fun, man.
Yeah.
With Schroeder,
yeah.
and it was one more.
And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
That was it was Shea.
Yeah, this
it was
is
Shea,
rookie
Chris
year.
Paul,
Schroeder.
and Schroeder.
Yeah.
and they would play that 3-guard lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Unstoppable.
yeah. So
But yes. to the
so
end.
so yeah. So now I'm getting dressed, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I don't know what to expect now. So
Yeah.
then they come pick us up for the show. It was 100 media members,
Oh man.
like the real media, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the real sports media
They
was
wanted
there.
to get
Like try because
Russell's
they know
take.
Russ is gonna
Yeah,
be
they
there.
know he's
right?
gonna go off,
This the
yeah.
this the biggest story in sports right now. So now I'm on the red carpet for the comedy show, and it literally looked like you know when you see the sports thing and they like they everybody got like the phones to their face,
Yeah,
like the microphones,
Yeah,
and they
yeah, yeah.
answering questions. That's how I look. They like, so what do you feel about Russell Westbrook getting traded to Oklahoma? And I'm like, what? But I'm like, yeah, man. You know what I mean? I gotta like put on my
Yeah.
professional
Yes.
athlete voice. I'm gonna find this video for y'all. I'm talking. I hope I still got this video on my phone. So I go do the show. Now, you a comic too, Phil?
No, he's not. He has no idea what you're going through.
Okay.
No idea whatsoever.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, break it down for non-comics. This is a like you usually have a general idea what to expect in a show. This is no one knows what you're thinking.
Nobody
Lance.
knows, but you'll understand this part, Ben. We're all of the comics are stage left,
Okay.
but there's like a barrier so the crowd
Right.
can't
see you. Yeah.
Russell kept coming back there with us, taking phone calls.
Oh no! So you're getting inside intel
Because
because he's getting away from the media because you can't see it, they can't hear it.
Yeah, but he just got traded, so he keeps taking these phone calls. So I'm like,
Because he's a father, he's got family to worry about.
yeah, but I'm like, yo, I can't
Get in my headspace.
have him
Back you.
when I'm on stage.
No.
Because you know what it is, man.
Yeah.
When he gets up, everybody follows him with the eye. If I'm telling jokes and he gets up in the middle of something, everybody's gonna go look and they're gonna be off of what I'm
nobody's gonna
talking
be
about.
paying
Do you mind the
attention to you
attention's for
anymore.
me and
Yeah,
Lance Woods?
this is about me.
not Russell Westbrook's trade party.
Yeah,
or,
man.
or moratorium, whatever we're doing here.
Whatever y'all want to call it, that's not what it's about. People.
It's about Lance Woods, who flew out here to perform for you.
on the good faith.
That
And
we would have a
I
good
flew
time.
home on Frontier. It was a terrible flight. Y'all wouldn't believe what I went through on that flight home. So,
For 30 minutes, this is Lance Woods. It's not Russell
oh
Westbrook.
my goodness. When I updated my phone, I do not have that video.
Ah,
But I got pictures.
okay. Oh my God. Phil, look at this shot.
Wow.
That's one of the things from the thing, right?
yes.
This was us. That's like the red carpet thing at the show.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but then I wish I had this video, man.
Spirits of some sort.
Oh no, he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, you know what I mean? But because it's literally like a red carpet, it looks like All-Star Weekend with like a bunch of people.
that's amazing. So does it turn into that, do you think, because of the trade?
100%.
Okay.
Without the trade, it's like people
A normal-
Without the trade, people are still speculating. Where do you think he's going? But now it's happened, so they got something they could like
So now they
tangibly
flew
talk about.
people in.
And it's his maybe last appearance in Oklahoma for a while.
Exactly. It's exactly
So-
what it is. So this is what happened. I said, Russell came back there, and then Juice was like, bro, you have to see him. He's talking about me. He's like, bro, you gotta watch him perform. It's hilarious. And he was like, word, okay, bet. And I said, yeah, I met you before,
That's my favorite.
but I had met him before.
Right.
Right.
I said, I met you before. I'm gonna talk about it on stage. He was like, oh, for sure. I had no idea what I was gonna say. I just knew I had to say something.
Now you
Yes.
put it out there.
You
to
had-
get him
You
to
were
not-
just like, go out there.
to
Don't
not
be
move.
here.
Like,
yeah, don't-
so when
yeah.
I'm on stage, don't move.
go
Yeah.
anywhere. So you'll
Don't take a
sit.
call. Don't send a text.
Exact. That's
Just pay attention to me.
My only
you and me,
reason for
mano a
saying-
mano. That's what we're doing.
And
We
you have
locked in.
We
zero
are
idea how you're
simpatico.
gonna make
Do you
this
understand?
I have no clue, bro. Like literally, I had not one clue.
Oh,
I
wow.
promise you, bro. I
That's
had
amazing.
no clue on what I was gonna say. All I knew was he can't get up
He just
Yeah.
can't fuck this up for me.
because
Yeah.
if he gets up, the whole crowd does this,
yes.
and they follow him with his eyes.
And
And
they're
if,
just like,
if I'm
oh,
in the
he's
middle of
leaving
a
to
joke,
Toronto
and then
now.
they look this way, and then
Now
I
your
do the
punchline's
punchline.
nothing.
And it's like it
Nobody
don't hit
gets
right. Y'all not finna ruin my self-esteem because y'all watching him go to the bathroom.
Yeah. For right now, I'm the $40 million man.
For right
That's
this second,
amazing.
Right this second, I'm
For
the $40 million
this,
man.
for this 15-minute set. And I remember I was halfway through my set and I said, got it. Like literally, like you know how to like,
He looks in the mic. He's like, got it. And they're like, what?
They're like, what? That wasn't for you guys. I'm sorry. But I just remember. I remember because I mean you know what it's like as a comic. Like you in the moment, but you kind of all right.
You're 12 seconds forward.
I'm 4 jokes ahead.
yeah.
You know, and a lot of times when I'm on stage, I'm like, I got a bag of jokes, and I just go in the bag and pick one out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, and it's like with that many people, for me, the show gets easier.
Yeah.
If you give me 5,000 people, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy.
Barrel.
The hard
Fish.
thing is when you're performing for 6 people.
Yeah.
But if it's thousands of people, the energy, it's like, oh, so I'm like rocking.
Right.
This is going
Somebody's
amazing.
gonna get what's
This is
going
going
on.
amazing.
Yeah.
They're
You're
like,
gonna get
oh,
pop, pop,
this
pop,
guy's
pop, pop.
hilarious. And then I was like, oh snap, I got it. So then I tell the joke, Did you see the joke?
Nah,
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought that's why you even brought
No,
the whole thing up.
no, I just know who you
Okay.
are.
So
Like,
then-
here's fun fact about Lance.
Yeah.
He's in all the circles. That's what I know.
So this is what happened. I said, because the joke it like made ESPN. It was like all over the place. Because, all right, I'll tell you that, and then I'll tell you this. So this was the joke. I said, me and Russ. I said, this is my. I said I've actually met Russ before. He probably won't remember this. Like I told you, I
Nice.
had met him before.
Great, so we got tension. We got tension in the audience. Like, oh snap! Even the guy that we were honoring
he's
tonight
about
doesn't
to
know what's going on.
I had met
Right
Russ at a Kings game because a friend of mine, another comic, Daniel Dugard, his cousin is a referee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had tickets to the game and he got us like the passes. So we can go we had like different
Right,
access.
but-
Yeah.
yeah.
So with that different access, we were standing over there and I had met Russell that night at a Kings game. We had took a picture. It's just a picture with me, Russell Westbrook, and Rico the Great.
Oh man, Rico's great.
So I had met him that time. But I didn't have no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then all right, boom. So that I'm like, yo, I met Russell one time. So then I go into it and I'm like, yo, I met him at this Kings game and and I told him, I was a comedian and he was just so positive. He was just, so uplifting. And it's me and Russell talking. And then Kevin Durant came over. So now it's me, Russell, and Kevin Durant talking. And, they both just real positive and uplifting. And then Russ say, man, just keep doing your thing. When's your next show? And I said, man, I'm going to be in the Bay Area soon. And then Kevin Durant said, me too.
I do remember that joke.
And I'm talking about the crowd
Lost their mind.
like lost it.
Oh,
And this is
my
when
God.
the media is hyping up this
this other trade.
this Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant tension.
Right.
So if there
Cupcakes and whatnot.
if there was a camera on stage facing Russell, it would have went. I'm talking about it would have went 100 times more viral.
Yes.
The camera shot
Because
was the back of
he's
his head, but if they would have showed
losing
him
it.
laughing,
Yes.
they would have milked that so crazy, because they were still milking it. Russell West, you can Google Google
like
Russell
he's so
Westbrook
angry.
laughs at Kevin Durant joke, and it'll come up
Yeah.
on ESPN or Yahoo Sports and all that. But if they would have had the frontal shot of him laughing, they would have milked that on every show.
Every time.
So
Oh yeah, the fact that they could just throw that in there that he was
Yeah.
laughing at Kevin Durant.
you know what I
in a
mean?
way.
So, and this was like I said, this is 2019. This is the Warriors are on top, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, I hate that he's ruining basketball.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's Kevin Durant. And if I'm not mistaken,
No, he was enemy number one.
yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, 2019 is when DeMarcus went over there.
To the Warriors?
Yeah.
I
He
think we're in
went,
2019-2020 season,
Yeah,
right?
he went after they had won.
They won in
They had
2019.
already won
But then he
twice.
went 2019,
They had already
2020.
won twice. That's when everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
Was when DeMarcus came.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was 2019-2020 season.
Yeah, it was after they won two.
Right.
After Durant
So
had
DeMarcus
won
wasn't
two.
there yet.
DeMarcus.
I did this
came,
in July of 2019.
Yeah, so not be there yet.
DeMarcus
No,
He
he
came in the
got
summer.
There.
Yeah, he
29.
came.
Okay,
yeah.
not
He
summer,
joined
came
during
in-
the summer because he left Denver. Or no, not Denver, but New Orleans. After that didn't work out.
Yeah. Okay. So so it wasn't that yet. But yeah, it was still, you
That
know what
was
I mean?
the
We're gonna
other
get these
thing they
Kings
became
into this
like, oh,
story anyway somehow.
Hey man, we gotta make it happen, baby.
Yeah,
You know what I
Kings are
mean?
gonna get there.
Somehow, some way, baby, we're gonna get them up in there.
Yeah.
But no, that was fun. But Russ is great. I was actually, I this is the crazy part, man. Like when I watch how Russell Westbrook competes,
Yes.
it's like so many things that Russell Westbrook do is like what you would like actually teach children to do.
Yeah.
But the media perception of Russell Westbrook is that he's this terrible,
This is great.
and it's like, bro, he plays really hard. You know what I mean? He plays through injury. You know what I mean? He's just highly competitive.
And
man.
he's who he is. You have to be your authentic self, or else it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think so. Phil and I, we talk about this a lot.
Yes.
There's a thing in beer. I know you're not really a beer guy.
Not really. I don't
in
drink
any
beer
way,
at
shape,
all.
or form. There's a beer called a milkshake IPA.
Sounds disgusting.
Right.
Thank you.
But there are people who love it. Right. They're like, I love this fruit added to hops thing.
So it basically makes a beer that's naturally bitter, not taste bitter, so it makes it more palatable for other people who don't like it. It's basically throwing candy into beer or something like that.
Okay, so anyway, milkshake IPAs are gross, but there are people who love them. And so we talk about milkshake IPA players like James Harden. Like people don't appreciate his game, right? When he was an MVP and was drawing a lot of fouls. Like people that's destroying the game of basketball. I'm like, that's a milkshake IPA. Russell Westbrook, stat padding, even though their record when he got triple doubles was 80%
Outrageous.
winning.
Yes.
But people are like, that's milkshake
But they
IPA.
try to make it bad like he wasn't winning while he was getting triple doubles.
Which is not true.
Really, all they were doing were winning when he got triple doubles.
But
yeah.
They fall
But
into
there's
that
people who hate
category
him.
for us is players who are really good stat stuffers, but they kind of don't make their team better. Like, they'll get you there because they're superior. We're thinking Trae Young might be heading this way. There's a couple of players like that. But there doesn't mean they're not good at basketball. It just means team basketball makes them it makes it very tough to win later on. You could be a French playoff team with a guy like that, but maybe not.
in the playoffs, maybe it doesn't work out as
All
well.
right, this is the question with that.
So anyway,
Hold on, I
Okay,
won't cut you
get
off.
your
I have a
question.
question really quick. Would you put Jokic in that category?
I don't think I would.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Not yet, quite yet. But sure.
Because I don't
He
think
could
he's
be-
the thing is about the divisiveness of.
Does he
the
make
place.
his teammates
like? There's
better?
people who are mad. No, I don't think it's really what it is. Do people unnecessarily hate this thing,
that
or
too.
maybe necessarily? But
I
you know,
guess Jokic he's not polarizing.
he's not
in one
polarizing
way or
enough.
other
It's
way.
the
I mean, but this is the
polarization.
question. Why isn't he?
That's
Because I have
that's a
another.
good question.
I have another.
Okay.
No person
I have
knows.
another contender for this
Okay.
milkshake thing. If
No,
that's what
we
we're doing.
need
No,
this.
absolutely.
We love this.
Is Luka that?
Yes. To
Yeah,
me,
I
he
think
is.
I think Luka pushes that boundary because big stats and
Does
in the
he
playoffs.
make anybody else on this team better? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I agree. We've had discussions about this over and over about whether
For
the
years.
Kings should have taken him. And I know why they didn't take them. Even at that time, I felt like you're getting the same guy as Fox or even more dominant ball handler. Even if he's transitional and great, we already have this. We're trying to get some. They thought they were getting DeMontis Sabonis and Bagley. They were wrong, terribly, terribly wrong.
I
But
like
they
Bagley
thought
a lot.
that that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah, I still like Bagley a lot. I think I think it just never worked out in Sacramento with Bagley, from
Yeah.
the jump.
Oh yeah,
And
he was. Yeah,
He had to be great.
There was not-
He had to be Keegan how he is now. But it also Keegan works because everything else works. He has DeMontis.
you
he has
need all
this
that.
other
You need
stuff.
so much support to be a successful rookie in the
Yes.
NBA. And
That's
I don't
it.
think he was in a system where that was working.
That's what we say managerials right now.
The managerial stuff was fighting. The coaches were fighting the managerial. How are you supposed to get a rookie to feel confident when he knows that everything's on unstable ground?
Or the GM could be gone immediately. He's on the fringe this
the guy
year.
who drafted him's on the hot spot. Yeah, it's how do you?
Pressure's real.
And you're hurt and whatever.
And I'll say this: this is just a rule that I have personally. If you draft, you got to play them.
yeah,
Period.
Yes.
If you take me at number 2, I'm starting.
yeah.
Period. The Kings, historically, over the last few years, have not done that.
Right.
You got to remember when they drafted De'Aaron Fox, then they paid George Hill a bunch of money.
Right.
It's
They
like
had the same problem. And the number of times
Yeah.
they wanted to not have Isaiah Thomas be a player, And they could not get rid of Isaiah
And
Thomas
Rudolph,
faster.
right? They paid both those guys
Yeah.
a lot of money to come here.
But even Isaiah Thomas was the last pick of the draft.
Right, but and even when he started like outplaying that,
Yeah.
they like could not put him on the bench fast enough. They're like,
Yeah.
he's doing great, but let's keep him on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a starter. Let's get rid of him. Like
Right.
just this
if you
weird
weren't making money,
thought process.
we didn't need to start you.
But like
immediately.
he was making money. Isaiah Thomas was beloved, but
Well, he was.
but they just didn't know how to play young players.
No.
and it was
So,
a problem for a while.
But some of that is traditionalism. Like
right,
like
dance with the one who brung you.
when Tyreek Evans won Rookie of the Year,
yes, 25.
he deserved it.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
He
Absolutely.
deserved it. But do you remember who made a late case for it?
No,
Steph Curry.
Yeah, he got hurt that year.
He didn't play the first half of the.
First half
He
of the
wasn't
season.
starting because Don Nelson does not
Like rookies.
start rookies.
No, that's him and Chris Webber had the problem.
Traditions.
Yeah.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
why they immediately trade. It's like, who do trades like the number 3 and number 4? That's how Chris
Yeah.
Webber eventually ends up a King. But
Yeah, those
Yeah.
traditions really do screw
You know what I mean?
players.
So it's like when you. This is just me. Like, and I like Bielisa.
yeah.
Me too. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
we're huge Bielsa fans.
Yes,
But-
yes, yes, yes.
I'm not drafting somebody number 2 and then putting them behind Bielisa.
Yeah, that's true. He's a
That's
glue
true.
guy. He's not a star.
Yeah, like no, the number 2 pick is supposed to be dynamic because and Marvin Bagley has like dynamic talent as far as the NBA is built on like superior athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And-
even if you look at a lot of the best players, some of the best players ever, it's the athleticism
Yeah.
that's like separating these guys.
And it's like
man.
how you utilize that is the important part. Like if
And a
Kawhi
team.
Leonard would not start on the Spurs, if he'd gone to like the Bobcats, would Kawhi Leonard be Kawhi Leonard? Absolutely not.
yeah.
That's the thing you have to know.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, man. Like most
When you're in a winning culture and it gives you time to
to develop and
there's
But they
not
put
that
you under the
pressure
fire.
But what happens to the best rookies is that they get put in the worst situations because that team gets to pick first.
Yeah.
yeah, but when they're developing you to be a professional basketball player,
Right.
because you probably came in as a professional athlete,
Right.
Yeah.
like a world class athlete,
Athlete.
and they are developing your basketball game.
Yeah. And the only way to do that is to play you.
to
Practice
play
doesn't mean
you.
anything.
They got to play you. So, like, I was having this conversation with my boy the other day. If I look around the league, how many of the best players are like? I gotta word this right, and I hope people understand what I'm saying because it's not.
I do a heavy edit, so
I gotta work. No, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't saying
take
it's
your time with the
bad.
thought.
It's just how many of the best basketball players in the league are the best skilled players in the league,
Ooh.
and it's not.
that's
like,
not what you think.
No.
Like okay,
Right.
like
They fit a system.
no. I'm talking about the best of the best. They don't
Right,
fit a
right.
system. They are these superior athletes. Like Ja Morant
Sure.
is an
Freak.
athlete.
Yes.
Giannis is an athlete.
He
Like you,
became a basketball player.
yeah, you teach him how. Like he do what he do, but he's like
Yeah, Embiid didn't start playing basketball until
to,
like
like
college.
3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till
like
like
Hakeem.
college. Yeah, he's like, I watched
Hakeem
it on
didn't,
YouTube.
he's like, what do you mean basketball?
Yeah. So
I was
he's
16.
like he's a
They're just like, you're
superior
big and
athlete,
fast.
and you're 7'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
And
You
you're
know what I
quick.
mean? Like
Yeah.
and you, but that's what the athleticism.
That's athleticism,
Quick,
yeah.
you can jump.
yeah.
You coordinated.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can teach you basketball.
Yeah.
All I want you to do is this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break rules.
And then
Do
tomorrow,
this.
maybe, depending on how you do with that.
Okay,
we'll
now
teach
you got
another
that.
thing.
Okay, now we're gonna work this in.
Yeah.
They're teaching them how to become skilled basketball players.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can't teach somebody how to be a Ja Morant type athlete.
No, you can't do
First
it.
off, you
That
got to be
has-
black.
Half the population.
No dispute.
First and foremost, you got to be black.
Yes,
dispute.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, or Bob Sir.
The system failed, Bob Sura.
Oh, poor Bob.
You know. But yeah, So that was interesting thought to me. Like, so when I'm watching like somebody like Bagley, it's like, oh no, you look at him, he's like 6'10", 6'11", jumps out the
Sure.
gym, super like a quick jump. Like his second jump is really quick. Like, these are the things that you pay attention to. So if you look at the NBA, it's like, okay, if you put him with a guard, okay, he can just be a rim runner. He can just pick and roll, catch lobs. He could be.
But could you also say those same guys have to have a level of, I wouldn't even say intellect. I'm not saying he's not smart. I would say like processing information.
Yeah.
Well, that's experience though. Like the NBA game's faster than any other game you've ever played.
Yeah.
Like it's not even close.
So it's like knowing where to be. And again, like we can see it with Sabonis and these guys. Now, again, Sabonis got traded 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of people didn't see what he had or thought it was worthless. A lot of people didn't know what they needed or whatever. But you could see how he makes the game better, helps them process information quicker as far as like getting the spots, running, like knowing where the play is going to be. Like, like that's where I feel like is so valuable there, and how he runs that offense. It's just different. I'm not saying I'm comparing him to Bagley, because Bagley couldn't be there like that off the jump. But like the processing the information, it felt like he got down on himself a little bit. And sure, it was partly them not maybe supporting him. But
Definitely.
Also, I didn't feel like he kind of just took it to heart too hard. Like he let it get to him. Instead of and nobody really feels sorry for a rookie, you know.
Yeah,
at
well,
all.
So there's a few things working with that. One is like injuries.
Sure.
So
Got hurt.
If you keep getting hurt, he was hurt in college too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you like keep hurting yourself, your confidence
in your body, which
Yeah.
is so important to an athlete.
Yeah.
Just like ability, like I know I can shift back to the left.
Yeah.
In no time.
And he was getting like he didn't have like one big injury. He had like 100 nagging injuries.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like
That they don't even talk. Not even all of
and
them
they
are
all,
talking.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's small. It's like, well, you have like 12 small things. It's a big thing.
Yeah, it's like you missed 10 games here. Okay, yeah.
Because of a hand.
Man,
But you
in
missed
the
it
hand,
now your
it's like,
shoulder.
I go up and somebody slapped my thing and it dislocated my thumb. All right, now I'm out for this. All right, then I do this and I took a wrong step and then there's something on my ankle. Then it's like
it adds up.
you know,
Yeah.
so that adds up. Then you got, internal things with the team that y'all might be, going back and forth on and da. So
The fast hook.
all of
Make
that
a mistake and
fast
you're
hook,
out.
and you're not winning.
No,
Yeah.
you're not
and
winning.
the team ain't winning. So, and when the team's not winning, and they drafted you number 2, and like, people when they draft, and
You go to social media.
and your class is being
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you're seeing
you're
what
that
Luka's doing.
outlier.
You're seeing what Trae Young is doing.
Yeah. And they got traded for each other. People forget that too.
Yeah, you see what DeAndre Ayton's doing. You can start to get bothered by that. When you talk
Yeah.
about Sabonis, the reason why Sabonis seems so tradable to people is because he's not an athlete.
It's not. That is absolutely true.
In this NBA, so they like, and so typically what they would call Sabonis is an undersized center
Oh yeah, easily.
who is not athletic.
Yeah.
But he's got the IQ.
He's got the IQ, but
Which keeps him in the game because he has the IQ.
so all right. I
He's strong.
when you talk about a market like Sacramento, and it might be changing now. It has nothing to do with the team. I'm only talking about proximity. I'm talking about geography right now.
Okay.
When you talk about Sacramento,
Yeah.
the reason why it's so hard to get free agents to come to Sacramento is because it's California.
Yeah.
So you're going to pay California prices,
Yep.
and you're not going to be in Los Angeles,
No.
and you're not going to be in the Bay Area.
Yep.
Well, the Bay Area only got hot in the last 10 years. But
No,
yes.
but yeah,
But I agree with you.
yeah.
It wasn't LA. If it wasn't LA, nobody
Wasn't LA.
wanted to
Because
go.
the Warriors weren't anything for a while as
No.
well.
But I'm not even talking about
But paying those prices and that taxes
Yeah.
for not winning,
Yeah.
you're like,
That's
I'd
why
rather
people go to Orlando.
Milwaukee.
It's why they go to Miami,
Yeah,
because there's
I
no
would
tax.
rather go to Miami. Yeah, exactly.
I
Why
would
do you go to
rather-
Portland?
I'd rather go to Cleveland because
My money goes
paying
further.
Cleveland. I'm not gonna pay California prices.
I'm
I
a
mean,
king in Cleveland.
Yeah. So the Kings, when you talk about a team that has that thing to worry about as far as the market, you have to draft well,
Yes.
you have to trade well,
You get lucky.
right?
You have to hit.
Yeah.
You got to hit.
You got lucky.
So
When you don't hit, it's devastating.
Well, again, yeah, it's like you could be, do you pick Odin or do you pick Durant? Like, and how that goes down,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but and the thing about Oden, it was like, think about this: Greg Oden, Sam Bowie, Brandon Roy.
yeah.
Right. Is it the Portland training staff?
Oh,
It's a question.
it's all for
The views expressed here.
Do not, yeah. Exactly.
I mean, they can't
What
be the
is
same
it?
people for 35 years.
I mean,
but
we would take that kind of attention if we got.
But
It's like is sports science part of the problem? There, is
Yeah,
that better?
or
You know what I mean?
Brandon
Sports science
Oh
in
my
general.
God. Brandon Roy.
because he
Wow.
even like Greg Oden, if I remember right, he was
Microfracture.
hurt in college too, right?
Yeah, he was hurt in college as well.
Yeah, Ohio
He only
State.
played like 16 games.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's like it wasn't like
Some miracle thing.
like how did this happen?
Like he was hurt in high school also.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
again, over 7 feet tall,
Yeah,
running.
the risk of injury
running
is
down
always
and
way
down
higher.
The court, it's like, again, happens to Yao.
Yeah.
It's obviously happening to
I have a cousin.
AD. It's just, you can only do it so long at
Yeah.
that size.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who's 6'9". He's had his shin fused to his ankle since he was 13 years old because that's just how when you
Yeah.
grow that fast, your body just like
Yeah,
It's not ready. Yeah,
it's
it
not
can't
ready
handle
for
that.
it.
yeah, and then see, there's always been a rule in basketball is you take the big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
close
can't
to
teach
take
size.
the big man.
Yeah.
That's that you.
Can't
So
teach size.
when people be like,
And he
even-
was bigger than Durant. Durant was very skinny.
Yeah.
Still
Oh, he
very
was like
skinny.
168
Yeah.
when he
So
came
it's
in.
like he had the body. You thought like, oh yeah, as long as his feet don't fail him, this
Yeah.
guy's
Yeah.
could be around 10 years.
yeah. So I mean, clearly they would have chosen Durant if they knew, but they was going with the old adage: you can't teach size, you take
yeah,
the big
you
man.
can't teach size.
Yeah.
Which is just, the Kings took the big man. Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
over and over again.
Nobody talks about the Suns. They had the #1 pick.
Yeah.
They could have took Luka.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Luka got traded.
Yeah.
That's
And that
this is
was-
the thing we're talking. Like Luka went third, but he got traded
Yeah.
to 7th. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could have. So Atlanta could have
I could have
the
Luka.
little furry
Yeah.
volleyball guy. Like, I mean, that's okay. Like, again, they're both fine for it, so nobody's ever going to talk about it because they both made playoffs since. So it always looks like the good choice. But yeah, like those things have. Like you said, there were other people who could have taken either
could've-
of those players.
yeah.
They could have took Luka, man. Like, I mean,
You know what's
it's like-
crazy is no draft's ever been perfect.
Yeah, if you go look at any
What?
draft, you go look at any of these drafts, you like, yo, these
What were they thinking?
these lists, like Donovan Mitchell went like 14 or something, like
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
Turns out people aren't good at evaluating talent sometimes.
Markel,
How many point guards did the Timberwolves draft before Steph Curry got drafted?
they took 2
Yeah.
before him. They
And then
took
one after.
yeah, they took Johnny Flynn, they took Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, they took 2 guards.
They took
Two
2.
We
point
talked about
guards,
that.
not
2
just any
guards.
like a-
Dunn, right? Didn't they take Dunn and Rubio?
Yeah,
they
it's
took
Dunn, Rubio,
Johnny Flynn.
and Johnny Flynn.
And Johnny,
Johnny
Flynn.
Flynn and
Good
they took
Lord.
3
Because
in the
Steph
draft.
thought he was going to the Knicks for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they thought they weren't going to get Rubio at least for a year because that's the
Yeah.
other thing with these
Yeah.
European guys is that they have
Their
the rights to
contracts are
like
different.
stay
Yeah.
a little bit before they go. So I got 1 point guard extra, but
Yeah.
3 in the same
Nah,
draft.
double down.
Triple down.
Yeah.
We'll do
We know
it.
what we're doing in Minnesota. We
Yeah,
got
man.
this.
Johnny Flynn. Johnny Flynn was nice in college, though, man.
It was.
I remember seeing Ricky Rubio's, they showed the draft footage,
Oh yeah.
and I said, no. I used to watch Steph Curry in college. I watched him at Davis, and I was really big into college basketball, especially at that time, man. Me and my boy I never did brackets because I was so into the game. Like,
Yeah.
I
I don't want to
It's
do
tough.
this.
It's
I didn't want to be tied to a bracket. I just wanted to enjoy it all. We used to just watch. I remember PTI duped us.
Yeah.
Pardon the interruption. The show.
Yes, I love that
This
show.
is after.
Love that show.
This is when they lost to Kentucky, right? Or Kansas.
Davison?
Davidson.
Yes.
In
In the Elite
In
Eight.
the Elite
Yeah.
Eight or something. Yeah. Was it Kansas?
It was Kansas, I think. So I think Kansas ended up winning.
Rock
one
Hawk
of them
Jayhawk.
two. And so then they come on and they lead the story with how there was this NCAA mishap and they had to reverse the judgment and Davidson actually won the game. But it was April Fool's.
Oh,
We was like,
what?
We was like, oh snap!
They kept calling twos when they were threes.
They did a good job. We was like,
They
oh,
fell for
remember this
it.
is March
Oh,
Madness,
yes,
so this
it's
goes
March-
into
no,
April.
correct,
Yeah.
And I'm
Didn't
like,
used to, but now it does.
Yeah.
Because
like,
everybody's got
oh
money, money.
snap!
Yes.
And it was like April Fools, and I that's the only time I've ever been
Broke
duped
my
for April
phone.
Fools. I've never
You
been
just
duped.
started throwing stuff at you.
All of those pregnancy tests,
They got me on that one.
pull
Yeah,
out check
right.
20 years in a row. Who you think you get? But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Like the draft is crazy. That draft is going to go down. 2018 is probably one of the best drafts. And I won't say obviously Wade, LeBron,
the big
Carmelo
three-
draft.
there's
But
a
this
big
is a
three
good
of drafts.
draft. It's
Yeah.
a good
there's
draft.
a big three. It's
Yeah.
84, it's 96, and it's 03.
Yeah.
I know this might get up there. Luca, Ayton.
If you only got two, Phil.
Nah, I mean,
know.
Trey
Why
Young,
Trey Young,
Trey Young, yeah.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jared Jackson Jr.
There was some
Mikal
late
Bridges,
names, too.
Michael Porter Jr., who I thought we should have drafted, despite the back thing. I was like, sit him out a year, fuse his back. I don't care what you got to do. Take that guy. That
Yeah.
guy's going to shoot threes
But
for
you're saying
10 years.
84, you're saying
That's not. I mean,
John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan.
Look, I've
Nobody's-
never heard of any of those people.
If
so
we go 96, you're saying Iverson,
Iverson,
Steve
yes.
Nash, Kobe, Ray Allen,
Kobe
Stephon
got
Marbury.
traded. I mean,
I've never heard of any of them either.
Kobe got traded.
Could you imagine Kobe at Charlotte his whole life?
He would be the all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
Oh,
Was it
Could you imagine?
Dirk?
Oh, hold on.
Did he get traded for Dirk, or he got traded for the pick for Dirk?
Who? Kobe?
Kobe.
Vlade.
Vlade. It was Vlade. He got traded for Vlade Divac.
Yeah, that was racist.
Which we should
Sorry,
we
there's
should
some
definitely
European.
easy segue into we're here at Bike Dog to celebrate
We
the
are.
Beam Team
The Beam
beer release,
Team,
the second
yes.
version of Beam Team.
Yes, number 2.
Kyle Letty gets his way finally and gets the beer that he wanted to make for this beer.
Yes.
Little inside info: they made a beer before, and he's like, "I don't think that's what we should do with this beer. I think we should do this." And today,
They
he
did
gets
that
his
beer.
he gets his way.
Okay.
But so the last one was hazy. This one's a West Coast.
Not quite. It
Was
was
it?
West
Am I-
Coast.
am I
but
misremembering? It's very possible I'm misremembering.
It was kind of unfiltered, but
yeah,
it was.
unfiltered.
But I think it was the yeast that they used. It was a German yeast, and it came out very hazy. This is crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
But they had a beer in the tank, from what I heard from inside sources. They had a beer in the tank. They said we should do a beer for the Beam for Sacramento Kings. They were like, we need to get on this Beam thing. And they were like, he's like, I can make us a beer. They were like, now let's roll with this beer that we were making already for something
Version
else.
1.
So they named it Beam Team. It still sold out in like a day. Pretty much, they sold all their cans. They were out of it in all the tap rooms. I think by 3 days they were already out. So it was a success. But now the brewer got to do his own recipe this time, slightly different. Made the beer that he wanted. He was very happy with it. Cheers to Kyle.
How do you
Letty.
feel about it?
I love it. It's a bitter West Coast IPA, which I like.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And it is as clear as day, and it's smooth to drink. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the other one too.
I
for
love
its
both
own
of them.
reasons.
Yeah, I still have a can at home, so we're fine. I can go bust it out.
We're fine.
But I'm fine. Anyway, the point is, we've got to name our Sacramento Beam Team. This is
Yes.
the dream team of Sacramento players for the entirety of the Sacramento Kings
How do you
existence.
feel about the Beam Team? Are you happy with that?
Like that name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
It got a ring to it. It got the city excited. It's very catchy, very marketable.
And the guy that got the idea for the beam is like a millionaire, right? He surely has so much money, whoever came up with the idea.
I don't even know. I'm gonna find
He
out.
should be
Just find
now.
out. I'm like,
He
come on,
should be
that's-
now.
No,
when it comes to sports marketing, this is like almost
If
Nike
you
level.
don't-
it's top tier.
Yeah.
If you don't copyright Beam or Beam Team, like in some way, shape, or form to get money off of all
Yeah,
the T-shirts and everything,
just
that's ever gonna
whoever
be
thought of
made.
that revitalized this
Yeah.
entire city.
Everybody who did that and how
Can you even
Keegan
put
Murray
money on
is,
this idea? Can you even say how much this idea was worth for the city of Sacramento?
Yes, agreed. And how Keegan Murray is introduced, or how every time he scores a basket is not. If
Keegan.
that's not the best intro, and
I mean,
in
obviously,
the game,
we're still trying to get Keegan Michael 3 to be.
we're gonna make Keegan Michael 3. I
nickname.
think we're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
We can't tag him in anything because he's made his
Is Instagram?
his Instagram and his Twitter like
Is Keegan Murray's? You
untaggable.
can't throw the
You can't
the
throw
Michael
him
3
in,
in
but
there.
for whatever reason, swipe of the fox, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem whatsoever. So I'm gonna hashtag Keegan Michael 3, and I'm also
Yeah.
gonna hashtag Keegan Michael
Yeah,
until he
and,
gets
and you know,
somebody
you
calls
tag
us
Keegan
back.
Michael Key, but
Oh, yeah,
you
we-
hashtag Keegan Michael 3.
Yes,
of course.
Keegan Michael 3. Yeah, we have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
until
we're always
somebody gets
doing-
back to me on
Yeah.
this.
But anyway, we've got to start. Where are we going to start? Are we going to start centers or do we start point guards? Which way do we want to go? Small to big or big to small? Your all-time Kings team. Why don't you the
Point
guess?
guard.
Wow, Phil, just stepping on Lance. That's fine.
That's all right.
All right.
He's talked so much. He's
That's
done
true,
so
that's
much
true.
for us.
Lance, take a
I
break.
wanted to take him just a slight break. Just a slight break. I just
Yeah.
wanted, him to just think about it.
Okay, great.
By me and you.
Point guard it
banter.
is.
Yes.
Phil, who's your all-time? And so we're doing every position
yes.
all-time, and then a six-man, any position could have been a starter. Doesn't have to be a six-man.
Doesn't have to be a 6-man. It just doesn't have to be off the bench. It just
The sixth guy
He is the
that you would
honorable
put on there.
mention, which
Yeah.
is really who we should start with. But I'll start with point guard,
All right, great. Who you got?
Michael Bibby.
That's what I was going to go as well. I
Michael
was going
J.
to go Mike Bibby
I
as
think.
well.
I don't even know if that's his middle name, but Michael J. Bibby sounds great. He obviously turned the team around. It was one of those things in the era of,
that he played in.
Yeah, he played in where the Kings saw a need. They knew Jason Williams was great, but he was also erratic and liked to do his own
They
thing.
just needed a stable,
We needed
a
somebody,
stabilizer
yes,
for
we
this
needed a
team.
stabilizer.
We
who
have a
could
defense
score,
specialist. We
but
have
knew
an
when to
inside
pass.
presence,
Yes.
and we have a shooter. We just need somebody who make sure it works.
Yes, we need just a little bit more consistency, and they were like, Grizzlies, what can we do? Can we make this work? And
It's
again,
like we don't even want to be in Canada anymore.
and
so
again,
take
as
what you
much
got.
as he was and how much he meant to the team, everybody loved Jason Williams here. Nobody wanted to get rid of him.
Right.
Nobody wanted to get rid of him.
Once you
but
did.
we knew what was the leaky. I guess if there was a leaky pipe, that was the leaky pipe. He was so good, but then also could make the same bonehead play the next minute. He'd make an elbow
the
pass
ceiling on the
great,
floor.
then shoot a half-court three for no reason at all. And so
Which
Bibby,
is
to me,
celebrated now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now that's everybody.
I mean, you got to make them though.
We
That's the other
watched,
thing.
we watched that Clippers game last night. When they got down 13, they literally took 6 threes, I think, in a row, 0 for 6, and down 13. If the Kings weren't trying to end it with a dagger, trying to hit threes the other way, they could have easily gotten back into that game. And again, how the game ends up, that they lose only by 1, is just bad basketball. But it's just one of those things where it's nowadays Jason Williams would flourish. He would be on a team. He would basically be,
Well, I mean, he flourished. He flourished in
He flourished
Sacramento.
in Sac.
He did.
He flourished in Vancouver.
Yep.
Or was it Memphis? Oh,
he
it
went
was
to
Memphis.
Vancouver, and then he
flourished
became
with-
Memphis.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
flourished there. They
Then he
won.
went to Miami.
That's 3 cities.
Won a championship
He
in
won
Miami.
a championship in Miami. You remember he played well in Orlando.
He did.
Yeah.
And
He's
remember
not
that,
some scrub.
remember that
No.
remember that Grizzlies team won 50 games with him and Pau Gasol.
Yes.
But yeah, keep going.
No, hey. Not saying he's trash.
Right.
Just saying
No, I
they
know what
wanted,
you're saying.
they're just saying
They
like,
wanted
needed
something a
stability.
little more
And I
traditional.
think that
Yeah.
helped him grow too. That changed him as a player.
Well, what changed him was playing under Hubie Brown.
Yes. Huey Brown. Cheers to him. That guy, basketball encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Amazing play. Like, amazing, just God knows everything. I love listening to him. I'm glad he's still doing it occasionally. That guy's amazing.
And who's your point guard? Sacramento Kings.
De'Aaron Fox.
I mean, hard to argue with.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no wrong answer between
Revisionist
these two.
history, but sure.
Yeah. No, I'm
I'm
going.
kidding.
I'm going De'Aaron. Now, once again, there, for
One playoff.
for my how would I say it? For my nostalgia,
Yes.
I want to go Jay Wheeler, Bibby.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm looking at it,
As a pure best player.
not,
Who you want in the crunch.
All-time great.
not
in
just that.
Sacramento.
I'm saying I'm watching a turnaround,
You think? Yeah.
and I'm watching him lead the turnaround.
Yes.
As great as Bibby and Jay Will was,
They were.
Chris Webber was the leader of that team.
Yeah.
100%.
De'Aaron Fox is the leader of this team
Right.
while it's turning around.
Okay.
And I watched him go through it.
Yes.
I watched him struggle through it. I watched him remain the same character person the whole time.
Yeah.
I never see him throw people under the bus.
Nope.
I've
Wants
just
to
watched
be
him.
here.
I watched him go through it.
Yeah.
So
He struggled as a rookie, got better as sophomore year, and then went on to
And then we'll put it out tonight.
score or basically become the scorer in like the leading scorer in second year. Now I didn't even know he dunked as much as he was dunking in second year. And then like the third year was like the turmoil. Things kind of started breaking down. Him and Halliburton, who's going to play when, like what we're going to do, like all that kind of stuff. Like that's where I felt like it hurt, but I also felt like Monty made the right decision there because you had to make a choice on either one of those guys. So I'm with you. I am sitting here in a Fox jersey. Like, I like Fox. I know what he's going to become. Mm-hmm. I hope he has a run like Bibby and we get to the playoffs 4 or 5 times with this dude. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I get it. That's not a bad call. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm going De'Aaron.
All right.
Yeah, and I think there's no wrong answer in that particular. Like, there's cases for both, and I think De'Aaron has a very strong case. Plus, he has more of a career ahead of him.
Obviously,
and he's gonna carve out. He's gonna.
If he wins a championship,
he's gonna make us look like fools.
I'll be
in
looking like a fool. Like,
in 2 to 3 years, he could make us look like absolute idiots for even considering Mike Bibby to be the best.
Yes.
One.
Agreed.
No, but I also don't want to not mention like Tiny Nate Archibald.
Oh yeah, one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history.
Yeah, I don't want to not mention him, and I don't want to not mention Oscar Robbins.
Who?
Yeah, who's that?
The Big O is what they call him.
Oh,
Not Odin
right.
Polynese.
Oh, that's who we call the Big O.
The even bigger O.
Yeah.
The Big O. He was. Yeah. No, that you're right.
But he played for the team. His best years wasn't with the team.
Right, and that's kind of where you like.
Yeah.
What's the line? It's like we're talking about when you're a king.
Yes.
Who are you as a king?
Were you the best as a king?
Yeah. I'm going De'Aaron.
All right.
And I'm not going to argue with you. All right, shooting.
Not on this one.
No, because
So you're taking.
I'm taking Mike Bibby. I'm
taking
Biggie. I'm taking Bibby, but
so
I'm like,
you're
I'm
taking
not
Bibby
going to
with
say
me.
that you're wrong,
All right.
Lance. It's not
So
some sort of thing like,
it made
oh,
it
you were
seem like
making
you were
a wrong
taking
choice.
Fox.
I'm just saying, like, I understand that
That's what we
point,
do
and I'm not going to
basically
disagree
from
with
time to
it
time,
because
that we argue
that is,
without
I think,
arguing.
the most argumentative is the
Sure.
point guard spot.
Yes.
I think that's the one that's like they're so
I
close.
think shooting guard is going to be.
You think shooting guard's
I
good?
think
Oh
this is
boy.
where we're
Okay,
gonna-
well let's do
We're
it.
all going to be
Shooting guard.
very different people.
All right, who you got?
Doug Christie.
You got Doug Christie,
I do.
current coach. So
Current
curry in
coach.
favor.
I'm not going to say that he doesn't fit the system that he was in. He was no Kobe Bryant, obviously. He had the guard players that were the best at shooting guard
true.
position during the era. Made the playoffs several times, got to Western Conference Finals, scoring 8 points a game. But he would lock down defenders. He, I think, was a defensive team leader for that team because he could just relax on that because he had Weber, he had Bibby, he had other guys where he didn't have to do more. We talked about Ron Harper earlier, or Derek Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he reminded me of him in that way where it's like, you're the guy you could have been the guy. You could have just been a guy who's like, I'm gonna shoot, but it's like he came in and they were like, we just need you to do this. We're gonna have these other guys do the other stuff, and he's like, okay, like I'm in.
No, you're
and there
wrong.
was like a good era of just defensive kind of guards like that.
Yeah, the shooting guard was a defensive guard for a long time.
Yeah, and I think it kind of changed like halfway through. It was either like the Kobe's and the Tracy McGrady's, so small forward shooting guards, or there was like the Doug Christie's of the Russells on Utah.
Well, what it
Those
was you would, some players, like some teams would be lucky enough to have a Michael Jordan.
Yeah, obviously.
So then the other players would try to get players that they thought could
They
guard
could just
them.
guard
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
that's
So it's like
that's
this is
job.
we
where
don't
you-
need you to score. We just need you to
This is
do
where your Ruben Pattersons and Gerald Wilkins
Yes.
come from, and all of those guys. Okay, Doug Christie. All right, got it.
He's in my top guard. He's my top guard. Yes,
Okay.
I love him.
Wow.
Definitely going Mitch Richmond.
Yeah,
I
I
understand.
mean,
I understand. That's the
Yeah.
easy choice for you. I
Yeah,
get it.
definitely.
oh,
going
it's the
Mitch.
easy choice.
I'm
Wow,
sorry.
wow.
Or
Rock.
Or the
correct
correct
one.
choice. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I love Doug Christie, but
Yeah.
we're going Mitch Richmond. And this is the thing about Mitch Richmond is,
His best years were a key.
Leveled up.
well, his best
Against
years were
competition.
Kings too, but Mitch Richmond, a lot of players will tell you the hardest player that they had to play against was Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
Go look at, and I'm not gonna say this was. Well, Michael Jordan has said how hard it was to play against Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
But also, if you would go look, those 50, 60, 45-point nights was never against the Kings or Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Mitch Richmond would do it holding the 36.
Yeah. And he
Well,
was
'cause
averaging
would have to
35. So
play-
that's like
yeah.
Because
good.
he'd have to play defense on Mitch the other way around.
Right,
Where
yeah,
it's
it
like
would
he didn't
wear him
have
out.
to worry about that
47.
very
Hey,
often.
man, 34.
yeah.
I'm gonna hold
And
you
that's
to under
keeping
40,
Jordan in
baby.
check.
You know what I mean?
He's averaging 33, 35 points a game.
Yeah.
If you keep him
Man,
in
I
like low
locked him up.
30s.
What do you have? 38? He ain't do nothing on me.
It took 22 shots to get there.
And maybe it was a blowout, so he didn't play a lot. That's not the point.
The point is,
The point is, wasn't no 45-point games over here,
Yeah.
baby. Not on the
Oh,
rock.
he only
This-
wins Defensive Player of the Year because of my offense. Do you
Exactly.
understand?
Before Dwayne Johnson, this is the real rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Alcatraz, this is the rock. Mitch Richmond.
Mitch Richmond, I thought it was
It's
going
not
to be
a bad
unanimous.
choice.
I thought this was going to
No,
be unanimous.
no.
And you're like, the shooting guard's going to be an argument.
No.
I'm like, I mean, you could make the argument. I mean, you'd be wrong.
Stop.
Yeah.
You'd be wrong, but you could
I
make the
mean,
argument.
it is
It's-
true. I'm still going against it.
Mitch
He wasn't
I
a
hope
lifer.
Mitch Richmond's your sixth. And that's
But
fine.
it's not
Like,
his
it's
fault
going to be
he wasn't
embarrassing
a
for you if it's
lifer.
not your sixth.
No,
Okay.
he's not my sixth.
Oh,
He's not
no.
my man coming off the bench. No.
Oh,
You'll be
no.
even more surprised. You'll be even more
Oh,
surprised.
no.
All right, when I more surprising coming off the bench.
Marcus Thornton.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What you know about Michael Smith?
Yeah, what do you know? Well, yeah.
Animal. Nose strips. That's what I
No
like.
love for Kevin Martin up in this? No, nothing?
Not for best.
No,
When Mitch
Jesus.
Richmond's on the table, you take Mitch Richmond.
Well, I take Christie, actually. But
I mean,
I understand
look,
why.
I know some of us are
Somebody
different.
goes to the playoffs, and then somebody doesn't
All right,
go to the playoffs.
let's see if there's an argument here. Small forward,
Oh, yes.
as who I am, I'll just say,
I'll
Peja.
let you start.
Peja.
Yes, not even. Yes, to me, I have nothing else to say.
Okay.
Lance is like, let me
Let me
run through the
educate.
Rolodex.
I
of
mean, if you
previous-
want to go Reggie Theus or
No,
something.
no. So this was I will also go Peja.
Okay,
But
But
let's talk about some more people.
all right, let me
that's
say
the
this.
whole point. Yes, we love
Let
talking
me say
about more
this.
people.
Let me say this.
How dare you give even more Kings recognition?
And I'm gonna say this. This is where Doug Christie could have got into my starting lineup.
Oh,
For sure.
This is where it could have happened, but I'm gonna go Peja. And then I always felt like, just a piece of me felt like it didn't happen in Sacramento. Always thought Hito was a little better.
Oh, love a Hito.
I
Turkoglu.
loved Hito.
I thought, but
he
just,
didn't get the playing time because of
But
his
then when he went to
position.
Orlando,
he got
going
yes.
off. I mean, they went to the
off.
finals. End of discussion.
Yeah.
but when Sacramento, and Peja was nice.
Yeah.
Peja
Peja,
was
He's a better shooter,
so-
but Hito's a better
such a
all-around
good
player.
passer.
Yeah.
Both
I-
of them were great passers.
Hito
Yeah.
is Imagine if Hito started in 2013 versus 2006.
God.
Yeah.
What a career difference that would have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Hito was up there. He
No,
had my
underrated.
heart. He had my
Oh.
heart.
I mean,
So,
I didn't
yeah.
even think about him 6-man. Now I'm like, wait, is Hito the 6-man?
So yeah, I'm going Peja, but those was in my head
Might
too.
be a preview.
You know, and you know what I mean. I can't sleep on Lionel Simmons. I used to love L Chain, man. I used to love Lionel Simmons and Walt Williams, Billy Owens. This is my childhood now.
Right.
No.
I mean, you can't take that away.
Well, I had a problem with Billy
I-
Owens, but
I
it was
mean-
more of the trade.
I lived in Seattle at the
but-
time, so I got to see the Peyton and Kemp before they were heroes.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, I got to see real stars.
yeah. Wow.
I got
But
to see
yeah.
them for $5, dude. I got to see them for $5 before they were stars. It was nothing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come
You
on.
know what's crazy? And that
I got to see
mean,
Daniel Barrows. Come on.
Oh yeah. This is
Oh,
so. I also love Gary Payton.
I mean,
Now, they got Boo Boo,
I hope not.
and he said he had a Fox jersey on. He lied to us.
Yeah.
I was believing
Wait,
it the whole time.
what was he wearing?
It was around our test jersey.
Wow. Okay.
Just a bold-faced
Just-
lie.
Like, yeah, I think he forgot. I think he
Like,
thought he was grabbing his Fox and he grabbed his our test.
He's just a liar.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
truth ain't in him.
No.
Wow.
I'm sorry to see that, Lance.
Wow.
I thought we were professionals.
I didn't.
I mean,
but
look.
I thought you were truth tellers. Wow. He
Wow.
just said that. He said,
So I think,
Fox jersey
okay,
on.
so he's like, let's see what happens with power forward. Maybe he calls out our test versus the obvious answer. We'll find out.
You know what I
That's
mean? Yeah.
TBD.
Talking about Gary Payton, how much I love Gary Payton. So I did a show, and this
Phil, sit down for a second.
oh well.
We have a discussion to have.
Uh-oh.
yeah
Uh-oh.
yeah this is wild.
Uh-oh.
This is crazy.
I heard Gary Payton and I was already upset.
So
Why are you upset with Gary Payton? Okay, so we got a few things to talk about, Phil.
yeah, hold on. Why are you upset about Gary Payton?
I'm not. I mean, again, we've had several discussions about the Sonics and how much we love him, but I didn't even hear your take on Gary Payton. You just said you loved him. I also loved him.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I did. Long story short, I did a show. Gary Payton was there, and we've been really cool ever since. And you know, when you meet people like that, and you like, I remember you as like the glove,
Yes.
chewing
Oh,
the
yeah.
gum to the side, and talking like
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And now you just
I have cups with your face on them.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
We talked about Kemp, obviously.
But,
Yeah.
Phil,
yes.
earlier
Oh
today,
yeah. So earlier we was talking about point guard, and you were saying you love De'Aaron Fox.
I
And
do.
you said I even got a De'Aaron Fox jersey on right now.
I'm wearing a jersey as we speak.
And then I looked at your jersey, and it's
Oh.
not De'Aaron Fox at all.
So I have I call it a jersey because underneath it's a shirt that's a jersey. So
you're wearing two.
So I'm wearing two. So,
So you have a Ronald
the
Test jersey on,
with
but the shirt.
Aaron Fox
Jersey.
Oh, you have a okay.
Okay.
So you have a De'Aaron Fox shirt on under your jersey.
I do under
That
my
too
jersey.
clears up the controversy.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
were very
sorry.
concerned that you had lied to
I
us.
was never lying.
Yeah. So,
So
It was just
our
an
test-
unclear statement.
Our test is a statement that I make because it's the last time we were in the playoffs. As much as I hated our test or
Wow.
just disdained the fact that we had to have a player like this on our team, we were able to make the playoffs.
What kind of player was that, Phil?
yeah, I'm confused.
I'm sorry, a
a
guy who.
hardworking defensive player?
Yeah, how dare we have that? Mr.
That's
Doug
not going to
Christian's the
help
best
us
shooting guard we've ever
offensively,
had.
which is not going to help us offensively, but somehow did. And he was very proficient. We still did have Bibby late in his career in that year, but we were in shambles. I didn't think we had anything left. I was wrong. It was the year after that, but no, we made a good fight in the 8th seed, and I was wrong. So I own this jersey and wear it proudly as my condolences to Artest in a way that I thought we were going to be garbage, and we were just using him to trade him later. And he ended up galvanizing the team and getting him to the ace seed. So I was wrong.
My only take is that you still got the Fox covered.
Yeah.
I
You're getting
can't wear.
preferential
There's
treatments.
a lot of things. It's
To be
cold
fair,
out here.
I know,
To
You
be
gotta
fair,
lay it.
jerseys chafe. Can we talk about that in the NBA?
Jerseys
Jerseys chafe. They are not comfortable to wear,
They're not.
and you got to play
Well,
48
the new
minutes.
the new ones are
Oh, yeah.
much nicer.
Okay, because
The
I
ones are
remember
There's
just
no
like, I'm like, this is
sewing.
not.
Well,
It's
no,
all
well, no.
on.
I mean, I'm buying, TJ Maxx
Yeah,
jerseys.
Yes.
No.
They're different.
Don't buy the
You've
100.
never worn a jersey. That is what I.
Right, I was wearing my TJ Maxx Glen Rice
Yeah.
jersey.
Yeah, you've worn shirts.
You want?
I've
Yeah.
worn-
Well, he's worn.
Tim Duncan from
Yes.
Yeah.
Shields.
You're
Shields.
worn, you've worn sleeveless basketball V-neck shirts
Right, correct.
with names and
30
numbers
years
on.
ago,
with
22
sewing needles
years
still
ago.
stuck in them. That's why
Yeah.
they chafe. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated those a whole lot.
That's why they were a lot
Those
cheaper.
they're
man.
replicas for a reason. They're
That's
not
why
originals.
You wear
Yeah.
a shirt underneath them.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, power forward.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's not.
I
This
mean,
not,
to
this
me,
is
this is not a
my
discussion.
favorite player of all time. It's as a key.
Ala Abdul Nabi.
Yes. No. Otis Bob.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
Another
Chris
great
Webber.
player. Man.
I mean, not taking shots.
My
Rookie of the year, great player. Solid career.
My Hotmail account was Weber's Kings at hotmail.com.
Nice.
It still is, probably.
Don't
In the
ever
ether
tell
to
don't ever
somebody.
tell a woman that.
He's married.
Don't
He's
tell
fine.
her
You
I
don't
have a
ever
Hotmail
again.
account.
Also, yeah, just
or
don't
just,
acknowledge
or
that.
just the name.
This is a safe space, but
All
I
of our
can,
Hotmail accounts are embarrassing.
Yes.
Can we just say that if you have a Hotmail account and you
I can
had
only,
a
I can
Hotmail
only
account,
protect you for so long.
Yeah.
Now, I've met him once at a bar around here,
Which bar?
around the arena.
Which bar? Name names.
I don't. I mean,
Okay,
he might
fine.
show up
I
there
thought
again.
maybe
I know.
he-
I'm hoping he does. It was like an angel. He was outside just drinking on the patio. It was later, about like 10 o'clock. The Kings, I think he was there because they were honoring. It was either like they were inducting somebody into the Kings Ring of Honor or something like that, but he was there. He was at this bar. I told him the whole story about Weber's Kings Hotmail. I was like, I know nobody will believe this. This is probably stupid. I've been drinking, but I had a Hotmail account, Weber's Kings. And you're my favorite player. I'm wearing your jersey right now. It is terrible. It was one of the old Kings jerseys, the white one with the Kings on the front, and
Yeah.
it had the crown as the eye of
Yeah.
the...
Sounds great.
Yeah, loved him. Loved him. He could not have been nicer. He was on TNT then. I thought he was taking off. I was like, he's not going to talk to me. He spent like 15 minutes just talking to me, telling me how he loves Sacramento, loved being here, why he was in town, all this different kind of stuff. And I said, can I buy you a beer? He said, of course. Like, blah, blah, blah. Let me buy him a beer. Could not have been...
Beautiful.
Meet
story.
your heroes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
Sometimes
don't
it's
let you
okay.
down. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Springing
I love buying a beer
Not
for a
everybody
hero.
has a Russell Westbrook story, but
Yeah.
I mean, I have a
Chris Webber story.
Chris Webber
Yeah.
story.
I never met Chris Webber. We were
So-
supposed to. He was supposed to come to one of my shows,
And then he didn't.
and no, it was.
What a
He said, "Sex like it turns out I hate you, Lance.
Yeah,
I won't be there, nor will I encourage my friends to attend."
yeah, it was wild.
I
You know what I
left
mean?
him a spot right here.
You know what I mean? I was like, yo, you can't sit there. I'm expecting someone.
This is reserved seat.
It's still reserved. I go to every punchline show and say, yo. They can't.
Nice.
That's for Chris.
He might
Those
still
are
be
three.
coming.
You might want- There's a Jad joke in there somewhere. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go.
No, mutual friends that called was like, yo, he in town. He want to come to the show. I
Nice.
said yes. And then,
Done.
Didn't have
And
it.
he's like, "Nah, it's not done.
yeah.
Damn it.
I got your tickets." Like, I don't want them. And
Yeah.
it's like, ah.
He was like,
He's a very popular man.
Peel your
Very-
tickets. Peel.
Like, I have $30. You think I don't have $30? I'm Chris Webber. How dare you insult me like this? Put me on a guest list. I'll pay. Never mind, though.
Oh, you listening to the rumors, huh?
Anyway,
So now
Lance.
center.
No, we
Are
haven't,
we?
Chris
we haven't
Webber.
agreed that it's
I thought
Chris
we
Webber.
did.
Chris Webber.
Chris Webber. All right, great.
So I was like, I thought that was unanimous.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Funderburk was
we're
close,
friends
though.
here.
Funderburk.
Lawrence Funderburk was close. I used to love Lawrence Funderburk.
What a great name.
I thought Billy Owens was just. You said him earlier. I thought you were gonna. I was like, don't do it. No.
Olden's always sliding in there
I know.
for a pilot piece of that action.
Corliss Williamson, too. I used to love
Corliss
Corliss.
Williamson. Oh,
Big
man.
nasty.
Yeah. So there's a few contenders that are just way
No,
behind.
they're not contenders. But
They're not. They're way behind.
They
They're like
aren't.
we
They
ran.
aren't.
It's like when they run for president. You're like, you know, you're not going to
When
win. Right?
I
It's not even going to be
found
close.
out Chris Webber was coming to Sacramento Kings, that was like Durant going to Warriors for me. Like I was just like, do they know that's not fair? Like they know like what that makes the Kings now? Like does everybody just think he's trash because he's on the Bullets? And they were the Bullets back then.
now, they was a
people.
playoff team, too. They was
They were, yeah.
But,
But I couldn't believe it. Well, the trade that they made when they traded him to the Bullet was insane. I'm from Ohio originally, so I hate Michigan, but I had something for Weber. I thought on that team on the Fab Five, he just had something. He wasn't Jalen. He was just happy to be there, but he was very I thought he was the most athletic player.
he was their
on
best
that team.
player.
He was their best player.
He's the best
Yeah.
player in
And
college.
Jalen was their flashiest, but
Yeah, and he
Chris
talked
Webber-
the most.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, Jalen
Weber
Rose
was
always
like
the talker.
I thought was the best player.
Everybody thought that. That's why
Yeah.
when the draft came,
He was.
when they
was
said
thinking
the number one pick,
And they're like, number one with a bullet. He's like, no, I'm the Warriors. Like, nah, you're a bullet, bro. And Don Nelson strikes again.
But then Don Nelson.
but it wasn't. It was he got drafted by who?
He got drafted originally by.
I know the answer. I'm
what-
trying to see. If
I
you
know.
guys
I'm
know.
like, what was it? Dallas?
No.
I don't know.
One more guess.
Oh, it's.
So, all right. We're gonna,
Don't pick up your phone.
1994.
I know.
We're going to think of bad teams who would have a
It's
number
an
one
easy
pick.
answer.
Exactly. It's not, what do
Oh,
you
wait.
mean?
Wasn't it the Magic?
It was definitely the Magic. Yes.
Yeah.
Chris
Weber
Webber was
v.
drafted by
Shaquille.
the Magic.
Yeah, Weber and Shaquille was going to be like a crazy thing. I just remembered right now.
Yeah.
And
And
then, like-
Shaq, like
Said, nah,
It was like,
son.
no, I'm not fair in this space.
in this summer for the draft, this is when they filmed Blue Chips.
And he wanted Penny
He didn't know who Penny was
until
Blue Chips, and he was like,
we got to get this
"Who's
guy.
this dude dropping me all these crazy dimes?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Anthony Hardaway. Penny plays for Memphis. And
Yep.
I want him." That's how that happened.
And that's not fair because I did recall that right before I made my.
Oh, that-
I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
but
I did not.
I used to collect basketball cards. I had like a crazy collection of basketball cards.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to play this game, me and my uncle and my cousin. Like we would similar to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We would right. There's this place right not far from here, Broadway Cards and Comics.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get my cards from there. It's like 99 cents. It would be like a pack like this thick.
Mm-hmm. The
And-
32 pack.
No, it was bigger than that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It was like this, and all you could see was that card and that card. The
Yeah, you could see
packaging
it,
was
yeah.
clear,
Mhm.
so you
Okay,
could see
yeah, I
that and
remember
you could
that.
see that. You didn't know what was in between the cards. You didn't know the other cards.
Like you got Joe Klein,
Exactly. You know what I mean? But you like, oh, I got
but
a
it's embossed.
Michael Jordan and
Deadlift strip, sure.
you know what I mean? A Sean Kemp, like a Jason Kidd rookie, a Grant Hill.
Sure.
So you would buy the pack based on that
Yeah,
one.
that's how they marketed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart.
And then you didn't know what was in the middle of that. So I had, if I can get $3 together, I'm like, I got 3 packs of cards. I was happy. I don't need food.
I lived catty corner to a card shop in Seattle. What a disaster for any money I got.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Gone.
So what happened was I have all these cards,
That's amazing.
and we used to like take all the cards. This is me, my uncle. My uncle's, he's older. It's my uncle, and his son, my cousin. and if I had like other cousins there, we would do it. We'd take the cards, we like put them in a pile, and you just had to like almost like dominoes. You don't know what dominoes
which ones you're gonna get.
So then you would get
So
your
were
cards.
they upside down, or you could kind of see them?
Nah, you close your eyes. Like, hey, close your eyes,
Because
man.
there's info on
honor.
both sides of the card.
Oh, so it's an honor system.
Yeah,
Honor
yeah.
system.
Just close your eyes and just grab, grab your stack. Now you got your cards. Now you had to make the best starting 5 out of your cards.
That's dope. That's
So
fun.
that's how we would
That's
sit
really
like that. And we
fun.
would just do that. Okay,
We'll
I
never
got.
have that again.
So then
I loved it.
that was
sounds amazing.
that was part of how my basketball
Obsession.
knowledge, but also creativity with lineups. Because it happens now all the time.
Sure.
But I used to be back then like, yo, why don't you just put him at the 4 then? Because you remember at that time it was very like he's a center.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a power
We grew
forward.
up in that,
He's
yes.
a small forward. It was like, no.
80s,
No, they do, and this is the job that they do.
90s, You don't put it. You get a guy. That was what he was drafted. That
That's
position.
what
There
it
was
but
no
I was
other
like,
thing.
yo, why can't Scottie Pippen be my point guard?
Yeah.
He plays
He's
like a
bringing
guard.
up the
He's
ball
bringing up.
half
He's
the
initiating
time.
the offense. Like, and actually, the Bulls were one of the early teams
Yes,
doing that
exactly.
when they moved Ron Harper to the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Phil Jackson always liked big point guards, but Ron Harper, people don't know he averaged 20 points a game
Yes.
before he came to the
Yes,
Bulls. He
in
was
Dallas.
Yeah.
Right.
and
Clippers.
No, the Clippers and with
You're
the
thinking
Cavs.
Derek Harper.
That's Derek
God
Harper.
damn it, I'm
Ron
bringing the
Harper was
Harpers
the
again.
Clippers and the Cavs. He was this freaky,
He was an all-star.
athletic, he
Crazy athletic. One of the best
So-
dunkers.
So I'm watching that like, then why? If Ron Harper can play point guard,
Yeah. Why?
then why can't he?
Right.
When Michael Jordan played point guard, people don't talk about this. He averaged a triple-double. They only did it for like a stretch of games.
Right.
And it's like, okay, now I forgot somebody might have been hurt or something, but
Yeah.
Michael Jordan averaged triple-double for that stretch.
No, their point guards became like in Phil Jackson's offense mostly spot-up shooters. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was B.J. Armstrong, Paxson, those guys. The smaller point guards,
They were defensive
weren't really,
focused.
weren't really like handling the bar.
Yeah.
They were more like defensively D and 3 kind of guys
Yeah.
before D and 3 was a thing.
Yeah. So that we used to do that. So like, so I used to be like, yo, he can.
What if we just put the best 5 players on the floor?
Yeah, without ridiculousness. So it's like,
Yeah, you're
I'm
not going to have
putting-
all power forwards.
It's not
Not
gonna be
everything
like,
6'10".
okay, I got
Anthony Mason's my point guard.
Patrick Ewing at the 2,
Yeah.
David Robinson at the 3,
Right.
at the
Hakeem.
4. Let's go, Derek Coleman.
Yeah. And at the 5, Hakeem. And now we're good.
This lineup sounds good to me.
Yeah. Nobody's stealing the ball away.
But
Just pass over everyone.
Yeah.
but yeah, I remember that distinctly. And that's how we was talking about. That's why I even brought all that up. So when I'm sorry, when the initial thing was like the Magic draft, Chris Webber.
Yes.
And they were like, "How are him and Shaq gonna play together?"
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "You just put them
I
next."
do
Like
remember
I've been
this.
doing
High
this.
low, high
It's
low,
all
high
coming
low.
together.
I've been doing this with cards for years. Like you just put them next to
You
each
take
other.
one of the
What
best
are you
passing big men of all time against one of the most dominant interior persons. I don't know how you're going
But
to make that
It's
work.
not like two. Yeah, it's not like two centers. It's not like
Yeah.
two Shaqs.
No,
They're
but
not
at
the same.
that time, no,
It
there
seemed like
was
it.
What are
nothing
you
like
talking
that in
about?
No, right.
1994. There
They
was
didn't know.
there
Yeah.
was no.
They didn't know that they
You
were
couldn't
just
even fathom
passing.
it.
They tried it with
They didn't know big guys could pass.
they tried it with Ralph Sampson,
And Hakeem.
And Hakeem.
That's the immediate one I went to as well.
and then you didn't see it work until David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But it wasn't looked at like that.
Yeah.
Because every all of the dominant big men, the power forwards next to them
Yeah.
were just there to enforce.
Right. And I think we talked about this in our early
Yeah.
episodes where like you can't have both. It was like the rule.
That's
You can
how
have
it
a-
was.
you can have
had
a great
Patrick
center
Ewing,
and
but
like
you
a
had
mediocre
Oakley. Like you couldn't have
You had Oakley
two
or
really
Mason
offensive
or
guys.
Charles Smith next to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Or if you had
They'd
Rick
fill in a
Smith,
role.
then you had like Dale
The
Davis,
Davis
Yeah,
and
Davis
Antonio
brothers,
Davis.
like, we
Like,
talked
yeah.
about, yes.
you had
You can only have one of those be a star.
Yeah, when David Robinson, you could put Dennis Rodman with him.
Yeah.
But you
Right.
can't put another 20-point scorer
Scorer.
next to him. That was the mindset.
Right. You could have Sean Kemp at
Because-
power forward and
because
Sam
they had
Perkins
because they
at
had
center.
seen how
That's
other
okay.
People had won. That I mean, everything's like a copycat league, but yeah, that mostly was like
Yeah.
we had just
You can
not
have James
seen this
Worthy
work.
and Vlade Divac. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you can do.
Yeah.
But you can't have two
Because James
number
Worthy
ones.
could be the scorer and he could be the rebounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, it was AC Green because they was
Right.
putting
Yeah.
Really,
James
that's
Warren at the
another
three.
unheralded guy.
But yeah, all of that to say, Chris Webber is our unanimous power
Yeah,
forward
he's
pick.
It's not
even
and
for
Chris
close.
Webber is somebody else on this list of people who I think is criminally underrated in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of basketball.
Yeah,
Yes.
Criminally underrated. I'm
I
talking about
agree.
game changer, Chris
Yeah.
Webber.
Yes.
absolutely. He proved you could do it.
Game changer,
Because
and he's my vote for the greatest king of all time.
Ooh,
I mean,
like
yeah,
that.
I think
you're not gonna get
no
an
fights.
anti-vote here.
No fights here
No,
Yeah.
that's,
on that.
yeah,
All
my
right.
favorite player.
Center. I feel like this is the most debated one.
Okay.
Best
All right,
center.
start with you.
For me, I'm going to go Vlade Divac
Okay.
Okay.
because he's got that sight. He's got that IQ. He's a champ. He's a winner. You know, I understand the arguments for other people. I'm going to go Vlade.
Okay. You going Vlade?
I'll
I'm
go
going.
last this time.
Oh yeah, DeMarcus Cousins.
He's super talented.
Yeah. We're
Just
going.
That's-
skill sets.
That's kind of where I'm headed.
We're going Boogie Cousins, and you know, DeMarcus wasn't like a perfect player, but who is?
Right.
But you know,
He
If you
scored
go-
55 points. I mean,
he did do that. But if you go back to Mike Malone,
yes,
you gotta remember DeMarcus got hurt. They was on like a.
they were on a
They was
I'll
on a.
never forget.
they were on a run.
They was on a
They
run,
were
and
on a
DeMarcus
run.
got
and then
hurt.
he got hurt, and then Malone got
And then
fired.
Mike Malone got fired. It's like, yo,
They
what?
didn't even let him get back.
They didn't let him get back to what was going on.
No, they didn't even let him get healthy.
I'll
They're
never
like-
forgive it. I'll never forgive it. What
Oh,
a
I could
dumbass
yell. I
decision.
could yell. I could yell.
But man, it's like,
I don't hold it against DeMarcus on that. I get why he got traded. I get all of that. Like it was just time, but
They gave him a chance. They gave him no chance.
but they gave Mike Malone and that thing no chance. If you want to say the same thing with not Hager,
Dave
Yeager. If you want to say the same thing about Yeager not getting a chance, sure. But
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone got zero chance. Like
and
zero
I think
chance.
Yeager got a chance.
Yeah.
I think the thing on Michael Malone, it was just strange. It was just odd,
It
man.
was very odd.
But I'm talking, man, DeMarcus could do everything. And
He was so
you know,
good.
a little bit ahead of his time in some ways as far as how
Yeah.
he was playing. You know,
Now, do you think that he made his teammates better?
I think DeMarcus's thing was which
Did
is
he need like a penny, or did he need like somebody
it's
who
not
was
like it's not about a.
like a skill set that he didn't have?
This is my thought on basketball players.
Sure.
The best players can do whatever they want to do. The greatest players know what not to do. If that makes sense. When you're the best player on the team, you have the green light to go do whatever you
Yeah,
want
nobody's
to do.
gonna stop that.
And the greatest players know that, and
When
they
to
don't
stop
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they stop when they
So
need to.
DeMarcus never got the part of just because
Facilitating.
You
I
you
can't.
have
can
the green
score.
light,
Doesn't mean you use it.
you shouldn't shoot 7 threes a game.
Right. It's the Westbrook thing. He shoots terrible threes, but he still keeps
Criticism,
pulling up
yeah,
the threes.
that's why I say like
But,
I
like-
want to throw a milkshake IPA at him, which I have before. I think it's like it's not again like you're not a great player,
Or
it's
you're
just
not
how
a great
do
player.
You, yeah, it's just how do you? There's those guys again, like you said, who can turn it on and just realize I could get this layup, but I really need to get hurt or going. So I'm gonna, and he's open because they're double teaming me. Some people have that. I've seen people go through triple teams, like, and it's just mind-boggling. And I feel like that happens with Harden and those guys when he was in Houston. It's like he got so used to being like, I gotta score 50 a night, that he never tried to get anybody else involved when it came, and then you just run out of gas.
To me, it's not about how like if you go get 50, that's cool. I look at how you got the 50.
Right.
So I'm not one of those people that's like, big man, you got to be on the block and you got to. I don't
No,
think that.
no, I'm
but,
fine with that.
No, but you have to look at your team and understand where you need to be.
Yeah.
So if you look at the roster, sometimes you say, "Oh, I need to be down there," because this roster does not afford for me to be on the perimeter, because if I'm out here, then where's he going to be at? Where's he going to be at?
Yeah.
If I'm doing this, then what is he doing? One of the differences between Westbrook is he's going to have the ball in his hand. He's the lead guard.
Yeah.
When you're a big, that's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you like Isaiah Thomas, for instance, Isaiah Thomas averaged, I believe he had a 20-point season with the Kings. If he didn't average 20, he averaged 18. He was up there. Then he went to Boston and averaged 30 a night.
Yeah.
When he was like second or third in MVP vote.
Yeah.
When they went to the
Finals
that
or
deep
conference
playoff
finals.
Conference
Yeah.
finals. So, I'm only saying that to say that you have capable teammates.
Right.
Yeah.
Rudy Gay,
Yeah.
very good career.
Yes.
So it's Rudy Gay, DeMarcus Cousins, and Isaiah Thomas. That three
It's good.
should be able to.
Yes.
Pull out 38.
I don't remember exactly
Win
what
40.
the other teams were at the time, but that three
Could win-
should be able
should
to
be win
figure
40.
something out to
Sure.
where it's like, oh no, because
They're a problem.
If DeMarcus is as talented as we all feel he is,
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas can do what
What
he
he
showed
does.
us that he could do, and then Rudy Gay does what he does. It's like, oh no, this should, at every level y'all got something, but also defensively,
That was the problem.
you gotta figure some things out, but y'all can outscore people.
Right.
It just didn't
Didn't work out
fully
at the time.
happen,
Yeah. Thank you.
and I don't know all of the stats off the top of my head, but I always felt like DeMarcus played his best basketball when he was next to Rondo
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
in Sacramento and in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because
No, he had a facilitator though. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Not-
saying. Where
but
it's
more-
like pieces. Do you think he needed that piece who was like more of a
more than a
facilitator?
facilitator, it's someone
A
who's
voice.
telling you, "Yo, go over there."
Yeah. I'm a voice of experience that you
No,
can trust.
no, you're not doing that.
I'm
You're
sorry.
doing
I've
this.
won championships. Who are you?
Yeah, and it's just somebody you respect.
Yeah.
Like it's
Went
like
to the same school as you.
all of that. It's like, hey, bro, no.
We
Over
come
there.
from the same spot.
Yeah,
Move.
and over
Move.
games you're gonna learn that. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be like, man, why are you doing this? Like if
Stop.
you were over
go,
there, I
go
would have
right
got
there.
you.
The ball's
there.
coming to you. Go right there.
Yeah.
Versus if you don't got that on the team and you're that good, DeMarcus get the
Just
rebound,
do
take the
whatever.
ball up,
Take it all the
court,
way.
bring it up, shoot what he want to shoot around. Like no, give me the
Charge,
ball.
whatever.
We'll get I'm gonna get you good shots. You go over there. Just come this way. Screen, pop, good shot. Boom, you on the block. Ice, move, clear out. Yo, come this way.
Yeah.
And it just opens everything
Yeah.
up for you. But a lot of players need that, man.
Yeah.
I felt that way about Carmelo Anthony for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
And Carmelo, to me, played his best ball with Chauncey Billups.
Mhm.
And Chauncey Billups is not
Inventor.
known as a set you up point guard. He's just
Right.
a voice that's like, no, hey, bro, come over here.
He's a
Stop.
winner.
Yeah. So Chauncey allows Carmelo to just go be a scorer.
Yeah.
Just go score the ball, bro. I'll get
That's
everybody.
what I'm saying.
I'll
It's
make
like
sure you're in a
piece
position where
of a
you're
team. It's like
maximized.
getting you in that right thing. And yes, coaching definitely has to do with
Yeah.
that, and personnel
Yeah.
all play a role. It's just how do you get? Yeah, like did
'Cause-
that fail DeMarcus, or did just not having the right personnel, like not having a facilitator?
It's a bit of everything. I think we've spent a lot of time on DeMarcus Cousins'
I know.
career, but
Poor
I think one of the
DeMarcus.
things that they wanted to do was overload the strong side with him and Tyreek, but they got in each other's way a lot because they both needed to be at the rim.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I know what you're trying to do, but it doesn't work because they're the same person.
To
Yes.
an extent. See,
Yeah.
and one of the
Tyreek
things that
wasn't a spot up shooter.
he wasn't
Right.
a shooter. Have you
Right.
seen Tyreek lately?
Nah.
Evans?
Yeah. I mean, I saw him in Pelicans uniform.
No,
like,
I'm talking about in the last year.
no.
Nah.
I'm talking
Change.
about, like super ripped, shredded jump shooter.
Wow.
Totally
Well,
transformed.
I remember the first time I saw him was at Louisville in the March Madness, and I was watching him like, this is a basketball player. Like, you can't watch him and not say that's a basketball player.
yeah.
I was like, draft him. He's a player. When the Kings draft him, like, great pick because that dude was born to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they needed a point guard, and it was a guy who can get his own shot in
Yeah.
essence.
But then
they just couldn't.
their
make
scheming
them-
just didn't
yeah.
allow for like maximization of talent.
Well, yeah, I mean, and once again, he was learning how to be a basketball player. He did not come in. See, when the higher levels of basketball, the higher you get, the more the competition, the talent becomes more comparable.
Mm-hmm.
When you are bigger than everybody and more athletic than everybody, you don't have to learn certain things.
Right.
I can always get to the basket and finish. Once you get to the NBA, it's like, oh nah, there's 15 of the best players
In the
who've always
world.
been on there,
Yeah.
or at least 8 of them.
Yeah.
Like, if you've seen some of these highlight tapes of guys who you think are not, or even if you've ever just played basketball against NBA players, I'm not talking about Kobe Bryant. I'm talking about guys who you think
12th
are
man.
like, yeah.
The guy that you would dog on the podcast, for instance.
Yeah, he smoke you.
They don't miss any shots.
No.
Yeah.
Like, they literally don't miss shots.
Yeah.
The people who you don't think are jump shooters are the best jump shooters in the world.
Yeah.
When there's not 20,000 people screaming at them.
Yeah. What's that one that we watched, Phil? The redheaded dude in Boston?
Scalabrini.
Yeah, Scalabrini taking down like just regular Jones.
yeah.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Did you see the videos of Scalabrini? Because he's probably one of the ones where again
People are like,
it
I can
comes off
take him.
Like,
It's like, no,
oh,
you can't.
this dude's trash. Like,
Yeah.
completely.
No, you can't.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
you can't. You'll never get the ball. If you play winner ball, you'll never get it.
You'll never see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. So then we're on our 6th man.
Oh yeah, 6 man.
And honors
want me
to
to go
the
first?
guest. Yes, sir.
As an honorary 6 man.
6 man.
Kings. Yourself.
6 man. It's my favorite king of all time. One of my favorite players ever. It's Bobby Jackson. And I think he's like become like the honorary king 6 man just in general.
Always,
Just in general.
yes.
But I got literally like, no, Bobby Jackson is my pick. Like,
Yeah. It's like
And he's
I know
the 6th best player in Kings history for you.
no.
He's a 6 man.
He can
Nah.
just be anybody. He doesn't
Nah.
have to be Bobby.
I know it doesn't. But
Yeah,
I'm saying he's not.
But
the-
he's not. That's his name. It's
Nah,
it. All
just
right.
Bobby Jackson,
It's Bobby
man. That's
Jackson.
who's
I
going.
get it.
And I feel like Bobby Jackson was ahead of his time too.
Oh,
I think I
easily.
think if Bobby Jackson played in like today's game, see, once again, we're talking about at a time when positions were more defined. So Bobby Jackson had to be a quote unquote point guard.
Right.
Now it's like if you let Bobby Jackson play a Lou Williams role,
Yes.
Jamal
or
Crawford
Harden
role.
role where it's like he could have just taken over
Yeah.
and not been a facilitator.
yeah, you just get to.
He
At that time, if your name wasn't Allen Iverson, you got to be a point guard if you're
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
smart.
you're
I think he
getting
was-
other people the ball.
I think he was the next Nick Van Exel.
Something like that.
Like the
yeah.
next generation of Nick Van Exel.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in North Dakota, so like he was a Minnesota Gopher. I watched Bobby
Yeah.
Jackson all his college career. I mean, you couldn't take your eyes off him.
Yeah.
He's a,
No, I couldn't believe that the Kings just ended up with him. Because I was just like, there must be something wrong with this guy. That obviously he fell to us, but again, as
Just
we
how the
talk
draft
about,
falls.
people just don't know what they're looking for when they're drafting. Like
yeah,
they're just trying to hit a home run, and they miss the things in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
to finish up quickly, I know we've been going really long.
Yep, longest episode ever. We're
The
doing
longest episode ever. It's probably a 2-parter. This is
it. Nope,
amazing.
all
though.
one.
We're just gonna do one.
Just one.
All right.
Pow, 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 pow.
Nobody listens that long. But
Just hit pause and then come back to
come
it.
back later.
You know it's been fun. You know you've had fun
it has.
listening.
This is one of the greatest guests of all time. Lance
I mean,
Woods.
I know.
easily the greatest guest of all time.
Vance is
But
the
this is, but yeah, I agree. Like I'm gonna go Bobby Jackson too. I could easily pick Hito.
You could
I
pick
wanted
Hito.
Hito. I wanted Hito on this podcast. It happened
we talked about
already
him.
earlier. We
It's
already
great.
talked about him. So it is Bobby Jackson.
It's
There's
Bobby
no doubt.
Jackson. I don't
It's
think
not.
it's even. I think that's like the Mr.
That
King.
should be the definition of a 6-man. Should just be his face. It
Yeah.
really should be.
Take that award. Give it to Bobby Jackson.
They'll give it to Lou because of the nature of our what has happened recently. But Bobby Jackson was who everybody wanted as a 6-man. If you were going to have somebody come off
yeah,
the bench, that could
make it
score.
in a factory. It's Bobby
It's
Jackson.
like the problem is that you couldn't do that with Harden because he needed more.
Yeah.
They all want more for the most part. You can't get a guy to humble himself enough to come off the bench like that and just be that dynamic all the time for a team for 3 or 4 years. Like he did that for them because he strangely loved this place.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I was like walking into it like, there's no other answer than Bobby Jackson. Like, nothing. So I did make a post to see what anybody thought, and as usual, nobody cares what I'm doing. So, so I have one response.
Be that way sometimes, man.
The Kings, all-time Beam Team, Fox, Mitch Richmond, Stojakovic, Weber, Cousins, six-man Mike Bibby from Jared Carter up in Chico.
Wow.
That's the only response I got, which is a bummer.
It's not bad at all.
It's not. Nothing to sneeze at. It's a good list.
This is a good list.
We argued over who the best point guard was. He's put him as six man. Like it's fine. I mean, he's wrong. Bobby Jackson's the six man, but
he's wrong about
that's the one thing we can all agree on.
Yes.
Lance, what do you have going on? Sir Lance Woods.
I got a lot of stuff going on.
Just
Follow me on the internet, Sir Lance Woods, on all the social media stuff. You'll see it. I'm working on stuff, but
he's got a special out.
I got specials on Amazon Prime, Apple TV. It's called Undeniable. If you don't got Amazon Prime, just get some ice password.
Watch it.
Everybody's sharing now.
It's the same thing. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Also, Wednesday, March 15th, Crooked Lane, your headline in $12.
Yes, Crooked Lane, March 15th. I don't want to promote other shows, so yeah, nice. Crooked Lane, March 15th.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, Phil. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on social media like we've been talking about. I, unlike Sir Lance Woods, have multiple ways of getting a hold of me on social media. But right now, Twitter is mostly where I'm at, and it is Peter Parkour on social media on Twitter. And then you can reach us on our social media as far as Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
And at Please Dunk Responsibly or
on Instagram.
Please Dunk Pod.
PLZ Dunk Pod.
Please PLZ on Twitter, yes.
Don't forget to slide into our GMs with your ideas.
Always.
Yeah.
Slide into our GMs.
Yeah. That's right.
For trades.
We're very thoughtful. We're very smart.
What do you think is going to happen with the draft? What do you think is going to happen now that the Kings are in the playoffs? What do you think they're going to play? Anything like that we love to hear from it, things to talk about on the podcast. We love it.
Yep, and you can find me across social media at Barley Me Pod. That's all of them. BarleyMePod.com.
The Podfather.
New live website. Looks way better than anything I've had before.
Yes, new
shows.
Very
shows,
shiny.
Podcasts, whatever the fuck.
Yes.
Lance, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Best guest, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, I was like, if we're going to talk basketball and we're going to have a guest, it should be Lance.
He told me, and I was like, he's not coming.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to hit him up at like 10 p.m.
I was actually at the game when you hit me up. That's why it took me so long to respond.
I was like, he's going to ignore this, and that's fine. I'm not going to be mad about it because he's a busy man.
No, I was at the game.
Hey.
Yeah.
Not a bad game to be at.
Yeah.
Not a bad game to be at. Go
Lance,
Kings. They play tonight.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm
He's going to be there.
He'll be there, I would assume. I will not be
possible.
there.
Yeah.
Possible. I haven't. Yeah, that's a possibility. They play the Timberwolves.
They play the Timberwolves tonight. Big game.
Yeah.
Back to back. See what they got. They should win, but we're not going to say that. They should win.
They should, but Anthony Edwards has yet to miss a shot against the Kings.
No,
That's
he
true.
is amazing.
Yeah.
He's like a surgeon out there.
They have less. They still do it. Are they going to have Towns back? No. So we have a chance.
How do you feel about KAT staying as a Wolves? Do you think he needs to go somewhere else?
I think he will. I don't know if he needs to, but things just run their course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't have both. It just doesn't. It clearly is not working between the two. Not
it's
that
like when you have
played
Chris
a lot
Webber and
together.
Shaq at the same time. It just doesn't.
We call that a callback.
Please dunk responsibly. Find us. All right. That's it. Oh yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Before we go, we got to do the
Yeah,
outros.
we have to do the outros.
I forgot. We never
we
get
have
this
to
right,
include
Lance. We've been doing this for 3 years. We have no
Sir
idea how to
Lance
do it.
Woods.
Yeah.
It's not for. It was for me, Phil Webster.
Ivan Ben Rice.
Lance Woods.
Reminding you to please dunk responsibly.